Oh, hey! Greetings and welcome to my first ever attempt at scheduling a live stream. Honestly, that probably could have gone in a worse direction. On my end, I'm still kind of working out the technical kinks. Would have been on at 5 on the dot, but almost forgot to film my cat's feeder, so there's nothing worse than having a cranky cat. But hey, welcome to the stream. As the title suggests, this time I actually am flying solo. I thought I was going to be flying solo on my last stream, but my buddy Kason ended up popping in. And so, this time, it's just us. He's got some things going on in his personal life, but yeah, hopefully he'll stop by on the chat, and hopefully I can work on my improv skills and working on providing you guys with some off-the-cuff entertainment on my own. We'll just have to wait and see. You want to come up and join me? My cat can't decide if he wants to be in my lap or on the floor eating his munchies, but well, anyways, welcome to the bi-weekly live stream on this channel. I don't have a real name for it yet. I don't know if we're still going to call it weaponized autism or whatever the fuck. But, yeah, we've got some, if you guys want to talk, if you want to carry on a conversation or just start a conversation with me, don't be shy. Feel free to drop that stuff in the chat because I do love talking to you guys. And it'll probably make doing the stream a lot easier. Doesn't feel like I'm talking into the void. You know, I'm all by myself and talking to myself. That's chaos theory. But we've got a handful of videos we're going to dive bomb through tonight. And we're starting off with a guy that I've started following fairly recently. A guy who goes by the name Oh No, It's Alex. He covers a lot of... His channel predominantly covers gaming news, reviewing PC ports of certain games, reviewing Steam Deck, reviewing how games run on the Steam Deck, that kind of stuff. And he occasionally has some really spicy takes about the current direction of the gaming industry. Like the title of this video, The Gaming Industry is Crashing Out. I would argue that it started crashing out around the 360 era, but that's just me. So, let's see what Oh No, It's Alex has to say.
Boring! That's how I describe modern AAA gaming. Absolutely, positively boring, without a shadow of a doubt. It is the same monotonous purple, yellow color scheme, live service, to whip away, cover-based action-adventure, story-driven, cutscene-heavy, cinematic game every single time. I'm sick of it, I'm tired of it, and unfortunately, for some insane reason, the games industry loves these kinds of games because only a few actually sell properly and only a few garner the billions of dollars they want to have come in consistently.
Isn't that fascinating how every time there's one, you get one major success, and that one success always just ends up spawning like 50 imitations that have varying degrees of success. and about 95% of them are failures. But it's like, I mean, that's not going to stop them from trying. It's like a bad caricature of a TV executive or a Hollywood producer. It's like, vampires are cool right now. I want my fucking vampires. That's kind of how I imagine it for contemporary game devs. It's like, Fortnite is popular right now. We've got to copy fucking Fortnite right now. Hey, Yellow Death, what's up? Welcome to the stream. So, let's moving on.
Yet all they do is sit there and chase the actual trend instead of innovating something new and providing the customer, you, the gamer, with a new experience every single time while managing their budgets. It's all so easy, yet...
Isn't it fascinating how similar to Hollywood the video game industry is? Like I said earlier when I just went on my little tangent there of how you'll have one major success and then everybody's got to try it. Like when Resident Evil 2 came out and that blew the fucking doors off of everybody in 1998, and then every game, like how many Resident Evil likes came out in RE2's wake? How many first-person, aim down the sights, first-person shooters came out in the wake of Call of Duty? And now how many failed live service games are coming out in the wake of Fortnite?
Yet every game developer and publisher refuses to do it. What am I...
And the analogy I just made with Hollywood, after The Dark Knight, how many comic book movies tried to do that super grimdark, super serious means of doing a comic book movie, and then after the Avengers got big, how many superhero movies tried to do the big ensemble, interconnected comic book universe style movie, and how many of them have just fallen flat on their face?
Am I talking about? Well, it turns out that yesterday we got a bit of news concerning Warner Brothers, EA, and PlayStation. 3 out of the 4 of video games. That's right. Because
for those who don't know, I don't know why he does this. Maybe it's because he's a Diablo 2 fan, but Alex likes to censor the word retard with the siren, with the sound effect of Rakanishu. I don't know why. Again, maybe that's just for comedic effect. That's just for anybody who's new to this particular YouTuber.
The other one, Take-Two, is too busy trying to make GTA 6 and figure out another way of squeezing out every dollar out of you, trying to get more shark cards every time they put out a new Grand Theft Auto game. Don't worry, we'll talk about that in another video as well. But let's see what actually happened, shall we? Because honestly, the way things are going in gaming, it's almost like every publisher feels that a live service game is going to be what saves them, when in reality, that's not even close to the case at all.
In actuality, it's going to be the opposite. They're going to sink so much money into making live service games that there's going to be more devs filing for bankruptcy than there are devs that are well above the red. It's like how many are going to sink and are going to end up being like either dying off or being bought up by industry consolidators like Tencent.
Electronic Arts is suggesting that Dragon Age The Veilguard might have sold better if it was a live service game from Eurogamer.
No.
Look up idiot in the dictionary. You know what you'll find? Picture me? No! The definition of the word idiot, which you fucking are!
No. Dragon Age being a live service game is not what would have saved Dragon Age the Veilguard. Being a Dragon Age game is what would have saved Dragon Age the Veilguard.
I just can't. I really can't. This is honestly one of the dumbest things I've ever seen or heard ever at any publisher whatsoever. Making Dragon Age Veilguard a live service game would not have helped the game's sales at all. In fact, it would have made them even worse than what they actually were. Maybe it's because they took the spiritual successor of Baldur's Gate 1 and 2, making Dragon Age from a dark fantasy RPG into today's Marvel iconic, boy what a quippy line that was, purple-yellow color scheme again all over, to try and make it a more comedic kind of game with the worst animation, the dumbest writing, I just can't wait to pull a Bob, and doing stupid push-ups in the game.
Oh yeah, does anyone else remember that cutscene? Oh, I misgendered the Kunari, so now I'm going to have to do push-ups to make up for it. Misgendering using contemporary LGBTQIA WXYZ pronouns in a medieval fantasy setting. At the risk of reusing the same clip, I'm going to.
Look up idiot in the dictionary. You know what you'll find? Picture me? No! The definition of the word idiot, which you fucking are!
Whoever came up with that should have been laughed out of the fucking room. Just straight up.
And then being like, oh, the reason why the game didn't sell wasn't because you tried to pander to an audience or create a horribly written game. No, it didn't sell because it wasn't a live service.
You know why it didn't sell? Because it was Dragon Age by way of Joss Whedon. That's why it didn't. That's why Dragon Age the Veilguard didn't sell. Yeah. And I'm just going to come out and say it. Joss Whedon, the only good thing Joss Whedon has ever worked on was when he did uncredited rewrites for the original Speed. Just period, point blank, end of story.
God, these companies have no fucking clue what they're doing. All they had to do was say, hey, look at what Baldur's Gate 3 did. They made an entirely very adult, mature role-playing game that gave you tons of options, had really great writing, great voice acting, and you could fuck a bear. Yeah, everybody wanted that game, but nobody wants Dragon Age Veilguard. When if you look back and you see the writing of Dragon Age Origins compared to Veilguard, it's like someone took the writings of Tolkien and said, hey, you know it'd be great if I rewrote Lord of the Rings, but I put my spin on it because it's got to be for a modern audience.
Well, Amazon Prime already did that. It was called Rings of Power, and nobody likes it.
It's just... these game developers and publishers want to do nothing more than put their own stamp on things and try to sit there and say they can do things better. They can't do it better. You know why? Because they didn't do it originally. You don't go to Tolkien, you don't go to Baldur's Gate, you don't go to Dragon Age and be like, we're just going to ignore all the canon, all the writing, and do things our way, guys. It'll be a total success. Do you know why Baldur's Gate 3 was so successful?
That is such an arrogant and insufferable mindset to have. Like, you should never, if I'm a writer and I'm doing, like, I don't know, I'm writing like the next Die Hard, let's say. I'm not going to be like, well, I can do it better than John McTiernan and Bruce Willis, who came before me. It's like, no. It's not my job to do it better than John McTiernan and Bruce Willis. It's my job to honor what John McTiernan and Bruce Willis did with that original movie. It's not my responsibility to come in with my head up my ass and be like, huh. I had a full tangent planned and I just kind of lost it. As my buddy Kaysen says, some people have brain farts, mine shits itself, and mine most definitely just did. Moving on.
Well, because it respected the source material of Baldur's Gate 1 and 2. It didn't bastardize it. I'm getting angry, not because of just BioWare is becoming a shell of what it used to be. becoming. It literally is. They fired over 100 people recently.
BioWare hasn't been BioWare since Mass Effect 2. I'm just going to put that out there. That's the sad part. They lost their magic a long time ago.
Exposed, 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 exposed.
And Mass Effect 5 is going to be in the because of it. Mass Effect 5 is going to be the next Anthem 2.0. Surprise! We're going to be living in that horrible space and timeline. The worst timeline, by the way. And it gets even better. And by better, I don't mean good, I mean actually worse. Check this out. Because PlayStation was in fact pitched Resistance 4 by Insomniac, and it was turned down. Oh, I'm sorry. Was it not another Horizon game with a different bow that you couldn't sell to a billion people having the most boring, bland gameplay ever? Could you not sit in a bush and wait for an icon to disappear over your head and then do the exact same takedown you would do in every single Sony game every time? It was a different perspective. Oh, we can't have first-person perspective games on PlayStation, apparently. No! Why would we ever want something like that? New or different?
No, why would we want to make something that would potentially drive off all the fake players, all the fake gamers who came in on The Last of Us and who think that that's how all video games should be like, and who now occupy our entire core audience because all they've ever played is The Last of Us and Uncharted. And I love Uncharted. I really do not care for The Last of Us. Yeah, that's a hot take to a lot of people, I'm well aware, but I don't vibe with that game at all. I can't explain why. It's just one of those games where it's like, I don't know if you guys have that one game where everybody just gushes over it and you just can't vibe with it. But that's how I am with The Last of Us. I don't know. Chad, I want to know if there are any games that a lot of people love that you can't vibe with. You know, for me, that The Last of Us is undoubtedly that's my I can't rock with it. But yeah, this is, you know, God forbid PlayStation puts out something that's other than a heavily scripted, more linear than a straw, borderline interactive movie that doesn't actually play to the strengths of being an interactive movie. God forbid PlayStation doesn't put that out in 2024, 2025. That would be asking too much.
Aha! Yes, let's turn down Resistance 4, which could have been a great return to form, or even a reboot of Resistance in the first place, to then possibly have a different kind of game in their catalog, instead of being the same Toid Poison, cover-based, action-adventure game with the stealth elements. I'm so sick of it, bro, because you know Wolverine is going to be the exact same thing, down to the letter, to the T, the exact same kind of like, let me talk to myself as I climb over this specific sort of rubble in the actual area, trying to get past a different area and zone.
Glowing lights. This must be the Zenith base. Looks like they have a shield around the entire place. Of course, they'd make their base on their own private island. Hold on, Beta.
Yeah.
So I haven't played Horizon Zero Dawn or Horizon Forbidden West. Frankly, I have no inclination to. Because it just doesn't look all that interesting. It looks like Sony trying to make a Ubisoft open world game. Which, I mean, Spider-Man for the PS4, Spider-Man 2018 was Sony making a Ubisoft open world game. There are parts of Spider-Man 2018 that I liked, but frankly, I was shocked to not see the Ubisoft logo on the cover of the box.
Yes, what a great set of gameplay. Oh, another QuickTime event. Everybody press X! Whoa, boys, thrilling and riveting.
Yes, groundbreaking gameplay. QuickTime events in 2025 when we had that shit as early as the 1980s with Dragon's Lair and Space Ace.
It's just so frustrating to see that so many game developers and publishers are doing this kind of thing. That they're sitting there turning down games that could have been a good B-plus game that could have sold a couple million copies. 1 or 2 isn't that bad if they would have budgeted the actual process and project correctly. But no, every game has to be $500 million Concord failure plus, I guess. Isn't that a great idea? Why not just reduce the budget of what you were going to be looking for in Resistance, have a proper team work on it on the side, and then put the game out as a B-plus game? It may not win Game of the Year, but goddamn, selling 1 million copies is better than selling 0!
I saw an estimate the other day that the Resident Evil 2 remake may have cost as much as $30 million to develop. That's probably a generous estimate. But assuming that is true, I mean, if Capcom was able to make the RE2 remake look half as good as it did in 2019 on 30 mil, and I saw another figure that said that the RE4 remake cost up to at least 100 mil, like, I'm sure Sony, if I'm running Sony, I could probably find a nice middle ground in between 30 to 100 mil to allocate towards making, and maybe not even as high as 30 mil, like maybe even less. Because, not every game needs to look... one of the reasons these games are so expensive to produce right now is because everybody is aiming so hard for photorealistic graphics and trying to make sure that you see every gleaming sweat bead on a character's foreheads and every pore in their face if you zoom in real tight in photo mode. And it's like, nobody gives a shit. Literally.
Nobody gives a shit.
All we care about is the game fun? People who gush over graphics and only care about the graphics, again, non-gamers. People who only played Uncharted and The Last of Us and expect every game to look like a fucking interactive movie. Stop it! And mind you, the recent Resident Evil games have some pretty tight and pretty realistic graphics. But Capcom isn't blowing their wad on just the visuals and making the most boring, bland gameplay on the market.
It's the most infuriatingly frustrating thing ever. Because now Warner Brothers is also doing something totally... According to Tom Henderson on Twitter, the Wonder Woman game is years away from release as the Warner Brothers gaming division in fact struggles. Tom, in fact, continues by saying Wonder Woman has apparently cost $100 million to develop and, in fact, has been rebooted. It is mind-boggling that no one over there seems to realize that at these costs and 3 to 4 more years of development time, it's already going to be a financial loss. That is...
Oh, I'm sorry, WB. Did sinking all your eggs into the live service basket on Suicide Squad just completely backfire on you? And trying to say, oh, live service games are going to be the future, when single-player, open-world Hogwarts Legacy did gangbusters for your studio? But again, putting all your eggs into the Suicide Squad uglify Harley Quinn so that she makes a Raggedy Ann doll look fuckable. I wonder why your gaming division is struggling right now.
It's exactly what it's going to happen, because we've already sunk in $100 million. Not we, Warner Brothers has put in $100 million into Wonder Woman for literally nothing to come out for all these years, to now wait another 3 to 4 years for the game to come out, spending around Concord $400 million probably, more than likely, to then go ahead and shove it into the actual trash. Just take the L of $100 million and do something else. But they won't do that, you know.
If they cancel it, can't they get a tax write-off? I probably not, but somebody in the chat who probably has a good idea of how this works out, let me know. I'm pretty sure if you canceled it and you see it as a loss, you can take the loss as a tax write-off. Again, I could also be completely 100% wrong about that.
Oh, why? Because apparently... You're going to get a kick out of this one. Apparently, they canceled the Flash game because the movie did bad.
One of these things is not like the other. One of these things doesn't belong. One of these things is not like the other. One of these things doesn't belong.
Are you retarded?
Rock any shoe.
Canceled the Flash game because the movie of the Flash was bad. The two things that aren't related one another to whatsoever, only by the main character of the Flash. And then the even crazier part is they were going to have a Constantine game that was also pitched, but that was never approved. The insanity and just ridiculousness of this industry really is astounding to me. They will spend hundreds of millions of dollars on video games and have the expectation that that game has to make a return of 3 to 5 to 10x of what they spent, even though it is literally impossible for them to have that kind of return.
What was the comparison I made earlier? The video game industry being like Hollywood? It's like they're expecting Fortnite dollars, they're expecting GTA 5 dollars with every single game they put out, or back in the day, it would be they're expecting Call of Duty numbers with every single game they put out. And it's just like Hollywood. Hollywood puts out every movie they release, expecting everything to do like they every summer blockbuster they put out, they expect to do like Avengers level numbers or Avatar level numbers, and that's a very unrealistic expectation to set for yourself. And it's like, gee, I wonder why so many of Disney's movies are flopping so hard right now.
Take a trip with me here, shall we? Just take a wild ride with me on this one, okay? Imagine if you had a Constantine game that was in the vein of The Witcher. A role-playing Constantine game where you had to sit there and create very ambiguous decisions and become morally gray in the situation and the world you're in. Tell me that would not be the most baller game you've honestly ever played. It's literally...
So Constantine, by way of like... I know he brings up The Witcher, but one that comes to my mind is like Deus Ex or Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines. Something like that. Something along those lines. Or I guess a more recent example would probably be like Vampire. I mean, fuck, I'd play that. And I'm not a big RPG choose your own adventure type guy.
Really the perfect role for that kind of character. And we're gonna sit here and be like, Constantine? No. Who's gonna play a game called Constantine? I bet some marketing guy was like, nobody's gonna play a game called Constantine.
Why do I imagine that the marketing guys are the ones running all these development studios? Just like I imagine all the... excuse me, chat. Just like I imagine all the marketing guys are running all the Hollywood studios. Because everything that comes out right now is just so safe for marketing that I have to believe all of these people are being run by marketers and bean counters. Yeah, who's going to play a game called Constantine? Who's going to play a game based off a character who had a successful Keanu Reeves movie that to this day people are still demanding a sequel for? Oh.
The Flash? Ha! Just because the Flash is responsible for every major event that happens in the DC universe doesn't mean that he's actually going to be responsible for a game now, right? The Flash, get out of here. Ha! This ridiculous behavior of game journals and publishers is exactly why we're seeing gaming become the most boring, bland, ridiculously just garbage-infested thing you could possibly imagine.
Because the bean counters and the marketers are listening to all the wrong people. They're listening to the game journalists, and they're listening to the people on Twitter who spend more time talking about video games than they do actually playing video games.
Now, I know that's a lot to take on, but the thing is, I haven't been excited for video games in a very long time. I've gone back to buying old PS1 and PS2 games. I'm playing more Nintendo games emulated. I'm playing more Path of Exile. You know why? Because 150 guys in New Zealand can make better video games and make better content than multi-billion-dollar corporations spending hundreds of millions of dollars.
The only time I ever get excited for a video game anymore is when there's a new announcement for a Resident Evil or a Legend of Zelda. Those are my two big franchises. Other than that, it's just like, okay, that looks interesting, maybe I'll check it out, or, not really interested.
Can somebody explain that to me?
People in the chat, I want to know if when was the last time you got legitimately excited about a new video game release?
Am I taking crazy pills? Like, this is just absolutely absurd. Because every single time we see this, these publishers dump all kinds of money into these games, yet provide nothing of value in return. Why is it that back in the day, during the PS1, OG Xbox, PS2, all these other generations, we had tons of high quality, vastly different games, yet for now, every single game is purple and yellow. No. Go look at it right now. Every game you see out now with key art is purple and yellow. You're going to recognize it. It's going to burn its image into your brain. Because in the 360 PS3 era, it was all orange and blue. Oh, no, go. Go back and look at the Mass Effect 1 case, and you...
The funny thing about that is my high school's colors were orange and blue. So... when I look at that Mass Effect 2 art, all it does is give me flashbacks to my high school years. But to answer Alex's question, you know why that was the case back then? Because back then, during the PS2 run during the PS2 era, the video game studios, for the most part, were run by people who actually play video games. Nowadays, because gaming has gone more mainstream over the last 15 to 20 years, probably more like the last 15, 20 years, because gaming has become more mainstream, that allows for outsiders, and some of these companies have become publicly traded, that allows for outside voices to stick their noses into an industry that they know nothing about, and they just see money, and their constant thought process is, how can we make more, which is why gaming, console and PC gaming, is starting to run into a direction where they're adopting more mobile gaming practices, like microtransactions and shit like that. I saw somebody from EA say that they were going to see about putting advertisements in your video games, which is one of the most retarded things I've ever heard in my life. If you actually tried that, I will never buy an Electronic Arts product again, ever. Just Do not pass go. Do not collect my $70. Fuck you very much.
You tell me I'm wrong. Orange and blue. That was. Tell me I'm wrong. Oh, oof. It's always these same two color schemes that they always try to use. It's always these contrasting colors. Nobody knows what is even happening anymore because everything just melts together and looks the same. Everything wants to be this live service, cover-based action game that never really provides you with any sort of real content. That is just the most bland, boring thing that they just try to get the most casual audience member to try and buy. Maybe stop doing that. Maybe create something new. Even if it's not going to sell 100 million copies, at least create something that will create a groundswell of people that will get into it. A good solid B game at $50 at $49.99 will sell millions of copies, at least 1 to 2, more so than having to toss an entire $400 or $500 million whip away quality game into the actual trash and refund everybody because nobody knew what they were doing and you hired too many people in the first place. Gaming budgets are not the problem of the consumer. They're the problem of the business. And if they can't figure out how to budget correctly, hey, sucks to suck, I guess.
Didn't it recently come out that the U.S. government was actually funneling money into gaming journalists to smear anti-woke YouTubers and people who were like against the current cream of like activist journalism in gaming? And I'm pretty sure, I could be wrong, somebody can correct me on this, I'm almost positive some of that money was actually being funneled towards game developers to put, well, for lack of a better term, woke shit into video games. Again, somebody in the chat can probably correct me on this, but I'm almost positive that was one of Elon Musk's findings, one of Doge's findings.
But a bigger thing that actually resonates with why I picked this sort of thing to talk about is because there was a quote done from the Wonder Woman devs recently from an interview, and here's what they had to say. According to the interviews with 24 current and former Warner Brothers employees, a lack of strong, cohesive vision during Haddad's reign and a tumultuous period in which Warner Brothers struggled through multiple reorgs led to years of ineffectual trend chasing and wasted development time. Along the way, once revered studios under the Warner Brothers umbrella have taken reputational hits, lost key staff members, and burned through hundreds of millions of dollars. It continued. Yes. There are two words in this paragraph that are so important about the Wonder Woman game that resonate with every single thing happening with gaming right now. And that is trend chasing.
Exposed, 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 exposed. You are exposed. Exposed, 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 exposed. You are exposed, sir. I'm going to expose you. Exposed. Oh my God, expose you. Exposed. Exposed. Exposed.
The source of all creativity's death. Trend chasing. What was the comment I made earlier? You get one major hit and about 50 piss poor attempts. Well, not always piss poor, but at least 50 attempts at replicating its success. I also love how the article includes the words ineffectual trend chasing. It's like, yeah? I mean, has trend chasing ever really been that effective? But, executives are historically deficient. Executives don't learn from history because if they fuck up over here, well, they could just move on to this. They fuck up in this industry, they could just move over into another industry and just spread their idiocy into another industry. It's like a cancer, really. I feel like the video games industry should do a much better job of weeding out the fakes and the frauds and the corpo types who are only interested in making money and aren't interested in making a good, compelling, playable product that makes gamers want to come back for more. But, you know, I'm a guy who mostly plays old video games anyway, so, yeah.
Stop doing it. Everybody's sick of it because every game now looks like Fortnite. Because Fortnite did the whole purple-yellow color scheme. Because Fortnite did the whole live service thing. Everybody wants Fortnite dollars, but nobody wants to put in the work to be Fortnite. How's that? Yeah. Yeah, everybody want to be a bodybuilder, but nobody want to lift no heavy-ass weight. They think that dumping a bunch of money and hundreds of millions of dollars is going to return what Fortnite makes, when that's not the case at all. Fortnite is an anomaly. It's not going to be repeated more than once, and that's the issue people don't understand. They're chasing the dragon. They're riding brain down into recovery land of being on a sidewalk doing nothing else with their lives. That's the problem with these publishers. It is insane to me that they are continually doing this kind of behavior and acting this way, and publishers are still trying to do this. We had Ubisoft, whatever you want to call them, try to sit there and say Skull and Bones is a quadruple A game.
Quadruple A game.
Oh, shit!
Now, granted, I haven't played Skull and Bones because I have no fucking interest in playing Skull and Bones. But even I know that's a load of crap. Quadruple A. It's like, you're just making shit up at this point.
Quadruple A, bro. We're just making shit up now. And yet here comes Mario Kart 9 on the Switch 2 probably. That's going to sell way more than they could ever imagine. Made by 3 guys in a shed probably. Video games are in a real state, man. They're in a real state, and we see this every single time. And people are going to be like, Alex, well, you know, if you played different games, you wouldn't feel this way. It's not about the fact that different games exist, because they do. And I'm glad that they get a whole ton of shine and actual really great space on the actual internet, and people get to enjoy those different kinds of games being made by indie devs, small AA studios, and etc. I loved Warhammer 40k Space Marine 2. I thought that was my game of the year in 2024. It was exactly what we need, a fresh palate cleanser to wash all that garbage away. Yet we get those games so few and far between. People have to go off and dig through mountains of horrible games to get to that one beautiful B+ tier game that is exactly what they're looking for to try and get that today. And we don't have that anymore like we used to back in the 360 days. The problem is game development is too expensive, and the budgeting is far too high, and the risk is too great for these developers and publishers to be like, no, let's minimize the budget, let's reduce everything and make adjustments so that way we can actually have a proper game come out that people will like, have it be a sleeper hit, and then build an audience for that game from there. Then the sequel comes out, and oh, that's amazing, that's insane, what a great game. And the third one comes out, and oh, we're going to drop the ball on that one, like they always tend to do.
Excuse me, chat. I would argue that they dropped the ball on Mass Effect 2. Ditching the Mako segments and replacing the shop system were that was just like, it's like, how high are you? It's like, yeah, the Mako segments in Mass Effect 1 could get marginally tedious at parts, but at least you were on an actual planet doing actual things. Like, what they replaced it with in Mass Effect 2, scanning the planets bit by bit and then sending probes out, is like, and just doing nothing and just sitting there twiddling your thumbs while the game plays itself. That's fucking tedious. And the whole shop system, it's like, well, you have to buy schematics for these weapons and then assemble them on your ship. Retarded. Rock any shoe.
But the thing is, they're chasing that trend far too often. In fact, look at this. Rocksteady is reportedly working on a single-player Batman game now. Do you really think Rocksteady now has the actual pedigree to turn around and make a proper single-player Batman game like they used to make in the past?
No.
Everybody...
Chat, can you excuse me just one moment? Be right back. Sorry, chat. My dog decided he wanted to say hi to the neighbors. He doesn't understand that my mic is touchier than a Vatican summer camp. So, anyways.
Who worked at Rocksteady during that time and made those games great and what they are and what people are looking back to today, they're not there anymore. They're gone. They've moved on to other projects or other studios. Rocksteady that you know of, that you used to love, is only a shell of its former self. Same thing with BioWare. These companies are only there via name. And just because Rocksteady is going to be making another Batman game, it doesn't mean it's going to be as good as what you remember they were back in the day when they were fucking amazing. Just stop. Just stop. Stop chasing trends. Stop trying to be the next Fortnite. Stop trying to be the next Call of Duty. It's so simple for these companies to go through and say, hey, why don't we just make a just middle of the road, good game, and then go from there, and then decide how that pans out. When Astrobot wins Game of the Year, when Baldur's Gate 3 goes out and destroys sales records and wins multiple Game of the Year awards, when Doom the Dark Ages comes out and literally just mops the floor with everything, it isn't going to matter what actually happens. And the fact that everybody's getting out of the way of GTA 6 pretty much goes to show that you don't have a snowball's chance in hell of winning Game of the Year. So you might as well, instead of actually trying to go through and compete with it directly, just make a good game instead. Get out of that game's way and let them fail on their own, because honestly, in my personal opinion, I think GTA 6 is going to be mid.
Honestly, I'm kind of with Alex on this one. And I say that because GTA 4 and 5 were... GTA 5 had its moments, but both 4 and 5 were extremely mid. And honestly, I know this might be sacrilege, but in my opinion, GTA San Andreas was kind of... that was another one where it's like a lot of people like it, and I just couldn't vibe with it. To me, the GTA series peaked with Vice City. Just point blank, hands down. I wouldn't mind being proven wrong if 6 is amazing, but I have a feeling that it's not going to be. The only thing from Rockstar coming down the pipeline that I have the slightest bit of interest in is that Max Payne 1 and 2 remake that they've got Remedy working on, where they're remaking Max Payne 1 and 2 and they're going to package it together as one game. I'm really curious to see how that turns out. I hope to God it comes out looking great. I don't know how they're going to do it without James McCaffrey's voice, because that man is the cornerstone of Max Payne's character. But we'll just have to wait and see, I guess.
I said it. I think there's too much writing on that game, and Take-Two is going to screw it up in some way, in some weird monetizational scheme, to try and get more money out of you than they did in GTA 5. I'm calling it. But you know what? I'm being biased because I always thought the GTA series was in fact mid. You play it for about 20 minutes, you get in your car, you do the thing that everybody else always does, you get your money back, and then you ride off. Boring. But until the gaming industry, in fact, crashes, we're going to be dealing with the exact same thing every time. The same kind of game from PlayStation, the same kind of game from EA, the same kind of game from Take-Two and from Warner Brothers and from everybody else, where nobody's trying anything new or different because they're too scared to spend the money or just adjust their budgets accordingly and their sales expectations accordingly, because the line has to always go up for some weird reason. And if the line goes down, that's a bad thing altogether. But hey, Don't mind me. I'm just the guy who thinks the gaming industry should crash again. It honestly should. So ladies and gentlemen, let me know what you guys think.
So Alex is going to do his outro here. Honestly, I would say the gaming industry has been crashing since about maybe 2010, 2012-ish. Towards the end of the PS3, 360 era, right before we started getting the Xbox One and the PS4. PlayStation right now, I think, is in its Xbox One era, which would make Herman Hulst their Don Matrick. If you remember the Xbox One reveal, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But, yeah, enough of the gaming industry. Let's now turn our bloodshot gaze to fake internet tough guys like TikTok alpha male guru Wes Watson.
This TikTok alpha male guru is now facing up to 15 years in prison, and it is quite the story. So, meet Wes Watson. According to him, everyone knows who he is.
Can you guys share with our viewers what you do for a living?
What do you do for a living? I'm Wes Watson. Everybody knows who I am.
Oh,
I literally did not know who this guy was until this story broke out a few weeks ago on Johnny Bravo's channel.
Sure, bud. So, back to the real world. For the 99% of people who don't know who he is, he's known for being an online fitness coach and motivational speaker who many have labeled to be a complete grifter. Then, as of February 6th at 5:30 p.m., he's also known...
You mean like every single online fitness influencer and alpha male guru? Because literally every single one of those guys is a grifter. Every single one. And since Andrew Tate popped off, it feels like every time we turn around, there's a new one trying to grab that Tate bag.
For being arrested by the Miami Police Department. And apparently, he's facing some serious charges for aggravated battery and assault. Witnesses saw cops putting him into the back of the police car. And all of this is over some territorial gym bro roid rage type. Like, it is unbelievably embarrassing when you look into it, which is exactly what we're doing in today's video. And he's since been to trial, and that was an absolute complete dumpster fire. But I'm sure many of you guys are wondering, who really is this guy, though? So looking at his online presence, at least before the assault, it seems like Wes has identified himself as a lot of things. An entrepreneur, author, business coach, business founder of Watson Fit, and developer of sales funnels. All right, bud. So clearly he calls himself a lot of things. The internet...
Developer of sales funnels? Okay. My non-TikTok, non-skibbity toilet brain rot having ass hears that, and all I think is that that's just a fancy way of saying money launderer.
For the most part calls him a grifter. And before all that, he apparently started building an online presence while doing a 10-year prison sentence in California. He started by building his Instagram following while he was locked up, but once he was freed, he capitalized on this online presence within the fitness community. According to him, so who knows if this is true or not, he became a millionaire within 18 months of being released. And he accredits all of the success to his prison-hardened mindset, which he now applies in his business. And I'm sure he also sells some high-ticket course to teach people this as well for like thousands of dollars.
I never missed on one thing that I was supposed to do every day since I exited prison. And in prison, it was 10 years of me building the individual who was unstoppable. So give me any task. If you want me to be a brain surgeon and you say, Wes, you got 6 years. Most people do it in 8. Can you do it? Well, I won't miss anything and let's see how far we can get.
Right. So instead of becoming a brain surgeon, he sells business mindset courses online. Close enough. And somehow, I guess he hooks people.
So, no, absolutely not. You cannot accomplish in 6 years what takes most people 8. You cannot become a brain surgeon in that amount of time. And you most certainly, like, unless you hit the lottery, did not become a millionaire 18 months after you got out of prison. Unless you had money stashed away somewhere. Probably up your ass, because he has a weird thing about... I did some looking into this guy shortly after I found out who he was. He has a weird thing about talking about sticking paperwork up his ass. He had this weird thing about, in prison, you hide paperwork. You gotta hide your paperwork and shove it up your ass, and it's like... Dude, coming from someone who's both of his parents were corrections officers, the last thing you want to do is hide your paperwork from the other inmates. Because that tells them you've got something to hide.
By saying stuff like this. But hey, I mean, this is the stuff that built his audience. And I found some stories online from people who claim to have been scammed by him. And surprisingly enough, there are plenty of stories online. One user on Reddit showed their experience with Wes Watson's business coaching program. And this person, apparently they've been a fan of Wes for years, and they decided to sign up for his coaching services. According to him, initially there were some red flags when Wes asked for half the payment up front. But then the user agreed and got started. However, things quickly went downhill. Because as you see by these screenshots, Wes kept canceling and rescheduling calls, and the user felt like they were being blown off. It then got to the point where Wes removed the user from the coaching platform without any explanation. So when the user tried to get a refund, they faced resistance from Wes and his support team. And then, I guess after months of going back and forth, the user decided to involve their bank, and eventually they received a chargeback of $1,500. Come on, I mean, this is basic stuff. If you can't provide a service that your customer has already paid for, you have to refund them. You don't force them to go to their bank to spend months on charging back that original charge. That's just scumbag and grifter behavior. Now,
oh, shocker, the guy selling a bogus course would engage in bogus behavior. I mean, just like Andrew Tate made it nearly impossible to cancel your Hustlers University subscription, which Kaysen and I looked at CoffeeZilla's video on that way back when. I mean, just let that be a lesson to you guys. Anybody who is selling one of these these alpha male courses or these get rich quick courses, they're all just assume they're all 100% scams, because 99.5% of the time they are anyway. Well, not even. You get what I'm saying.
Now, I will say this is all alleged and from a Reddit user who provided the story with screenshots of the cancellations from West. And you can even see by these screenshots that they agreed on the price, and then they were going to book the call. Wes made a bunch of excuses. He didn't show up. After he started pestering him, Wes was like, well, you need to pay me another $1,500 or else we won't do the call. And then that's where that feud started, and then he ended up ghosting him. So, yeah, GG. But I also found other reviews on the same program with Wes Watson's Fit program, and they don't look good either. This user claims that he purchased Wes's program last year and was promised 2-hour-long phone calls with him. He then goes on to say that the phone calls didn't happen and Wes just kept rescheduling, which, if you remember, is the exact same thing that happened to the last guy we just talked about. Definitely not a good sign. So overall, what I'm finding is Wes's fitness business is that Wes, I guess, offers personal coaching calls, but he either constantly reschedules or puts the calls on his staff. And I mean, let's be real, this is the kind of stuff that we've seen on this channel before, where these guys pay these self-help advice people because they see their rags to riches stories and they think, wow, this guy's made it. He knows exactly what to tell me so I too can make it. And then they go on to pay these people like $3,000+ for some questionable business advice, and all they get is dodged like the dude is some World of Warcraft rogue character and pawned off to his minions. From what I can tell from what...
Or they're sold completely outdated advice that doesn't apply in 2025 America. Or they're given advice that would probably get them either arrested or killed. I mean, Andrew Tate had that course where you paid $8,000, you paid an $8,000 cover charge for him to teach you how to pimp women out on webcam and run a catfishing business like he did. That's what Andrew Tate's, the war room was about, if memory serves me correctly. Ugh. I feel disgusting just thinking about it. I already took a shower today.
Watching his content, you can buy like a David Goggins book for like $15 to $20 and basically get what he's already telling them. Because, let's be real, red flags should be going off in your head if said guru or person trying to sell you something, if their whole marketing thing looks like, look, I have everything together. Look at all these women and all these beautiful cars. Pay me so I can help you get these things. When in reality,
it's bullshit.
Pay them that...
And that's how they make their money, is by selling those bullshit courses to suckers who are desperate enough to pay for them.
That just helps them maintain those things. Because a lot of times these gurus are standing on a house of cards that are propped up by these high-ticket courses. Who would have known? But being an alleged grifter is honestly not even the biggest of his problems, because clearly his ego is.
Wes Watson, I text him. He hits me back. Yo, what's up, big dog? I'm like, hey, how you doing, And he's doing his whole shtick. For $2,500, you get this. Comes with blah, blah, blah. $5,000, you get this. Comes with blah, blah, blah. I'm already seeing red flags because I'm doing the math. And he's saying, I make X amount of $1 million a month. And I'm thinking to myself, even if those three were the high ticket item, you would have to sell this many a month. That means you would have to talk to this many a month personally. So I was like, okay, I'm still entertained.
I can still get something from this.
So he's like, I'm doing a mastermind, Miami. This is what you get. Day 1, blah, blah, blah. Day 2, day 3. And I'm listening to it, and I'm like, so really all I get is dinner with you and some pictures and to be on your videos, and that's going to draw attention to me because I'm with Wes Watson.
What kind of insecure shit is that, dude? So yeah, I guess his main product is his name. You can pay me so you can stand next to me. But I guess instead, users end up paying for this guy who claims to have it all together, but actually goes on roid rages online.
Like, fucker, you're not Donald Trump. You're not Elon Musk. You're a Temu Stone Cold Steve Austin, at best. Except you should not be down in any Steve Weisers. Period. You do not look like someone who can hold his liquor.
Just down the street at a very successful man's shop where I dropped my wife off to get some beauty stuff done.
You dropped your wife off with a...
Well, they're all fucked up right here if you say anything about my goddamn wife. I swear to fuck. So don't say nothing right there, bro.
I mean, the dude just said you dropped your wife off and Wes was ready to just beat the brakes off the kid. Like, okay, dude, chill.
Are you proud of who the you are?
Why,
well, look, are you proud? If you look in the mirror, would you guys say this? Proud of who the he is? Pull your
because I've been...
Tell me you're proud.
Because I've been to...
You've got 10-inch arms and tits. Men don't have tits.
It seems like his whole, like, he had...
Men don't spurg out on camera like that. I mean, I spurg out on camera, but that's kind of a given when you have Asperger's. As far as I know, Wes Watson doesn't have Asperger's. He's just retarded. And possibly, and in that clip, possibly roid raging. He's also 5'8", which I'm 5'8", so short man rage, possibly.
He has to be the baddest person in the room. Like it almost comes across as fake and slightly insecure. Obviously,
it is very like the loudest man in the room is always the most insecure man in the room. Period. Point blank. End of story.
All that rage caught up to him because now he's arrested for assaulting a man at his gym. The guy who pressed charges said that he did so because he went into that fight thinking it would be fair. as you can see in this video, it's definitely not a fair fight. So shout out to John Bravo for releasing this full uncensored version of the Wes Watson assault video. Obviously, I mean, this is just a bunch of dudes fighting extremely dirty on one guy. Like, the random dude just throws a kick in there while Wes is punching the guy upwards of 50 times in the head. So Wes is grabbing this guy by the ponytail and yelling crazy, like, I'll kill you. Wes obviously has anger issues because the dude in the video clearly has had enough, but Wes just keeps yelling and comes back to kick him again after the fight is clearly...
I don't know if Atosi's going to get to it, but the thing is, Wes... And I found this out, again, from watching Johnny Bravo's video. Watson put out an open call on his Instagram, actually multiple open calls on his Instagram, for anybody in the Miami area to come find him, particularly at his gym, and fight him. It was an open invite. So this guy, this 7 foot tall, I think he was 7 foot tall monstrosity, took Wes up on that offer. And Wes and his buddies proceeded to 4-on-1, 5-on-1 tag team this guy. And beat him with weights, and I think a belt was used in there at some point. And here we have the still frame right next to Atosi here. Watson went in and delivered a soccer punt to the guy's head, which could have potentially killed him. I mean, the guy's lucky enough to have gotten out of there with just a concussion. But, again, this guy went in expecting a fair one-on-one, a fair 1v1, and he got stuck in just Steve Austin versus the whole of Degeneration X. Just got his shit rocked.
Really way over. I don't know what this guy did to deserve this, but whatever it is, I don't think he deserved that. Wes Watson went to Instagram after the whole mess saying that it was self-defense because some big guy at his gym was challenging him. But that's not even how self-defense works. What? He's like, I was self-defense of my ego. He challenged me on my turf. Like, dude, the video I watched here, it seems like you were very much the aggressor and had 3 other minions, 3 other henchmen help you beat the crap out of this guy. Like, come on. Let's see. Wes did actually respond to this, and this is what he said. A hater came and tried to test me yesterday at the gym. He was at least a foot taller than me, and not some normal-looking dude. He was
so 6'8", because Watson's like 5'8".
Street-looking MFer. I tried to talk him out of the fight, but he insisted, and it did not go as he planned. This was complete self-defense, and he was so badly injured the cops were called by the gym, and the ambulance came. Everyone stopped trying to talk violence online and bring it to an MFer. I don't want that for anyone. I hope moving forward we can all just be positive and stay focused on getting ripped. Become rich and staying rare MFers. F around and find out. Dude, the world just watched you assault a dude. That was not self-defense. Also, I love that he said, let's stop talking violence online, then ended the statement with F around and find out. Like, come on, dude. But hey, I'm sure Wes has so much to worry about. I mean, getting arrested again after already spending 10 years in prison. I'm sure his biggest concern is the upcoming trial, except it's not. Apparently, he's more worried about making sure the internet believes that he's actually 6 foot. Yeah, that sounds right, dude. Look, guys, he's not 5'8", okay? He just looks 5'8". What kind of argument is that?
Stand him shoulder to shoulder with Andrew Tate and we'll see, because Tate's 6'3". Stand him right next to Tate's 6'3" have an ass, and we'll see for certain.
There's nothing wrong with being 5'8" either. Like, what? Why? Why do you care? But as of now, Watson's trial has not started yet, but I feel like it'll be very interesting when it does. But until then, YouTube thinks you'll enjoy this video. And hey, if you're new here, feel free to subscribe. And hopefully, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.
Chat.
Okay. So after that little kerfuffle, we're going to move on to something a little lighter. Yes, we've got more Alex here. So, Alex does weekly live streams, Saturday nights, 8:45 p.m. Eastern. Yes, I am plugging this guy, because you should definitely go follow him. His live streams can get pretty wild sometimes. Because chat pretty much runs the show through TTS, and I have contributed to TTS on a few occasions through his super chats. Still got to figure out a way to set up TTS super chats. I'll figure it out eventually. But this is a highlight reel from... so Alex has this is a fan channel from... on the last stream, Kaysen and I took a look at a video from Josh the Editor, which was that JTech TV's Doom gameplay mixed in with some of the best comments under it on Twitter. Well, Josh has a second channel, Oh No Alex Streams, and it's a highlight channel that focuses on either providing highlights from Alex's live streams or taking some of the best moments and just memeing the hell out of them. In this case, the the segment in question is Alex and his live stream, well, particularly Alex's chat, roasting a rather eccentric gentleman on the internet known as Dreamcast Guy, who is a notorious PlayStation bootlicker and has spent an exorbitant amount of time predicting or claiming Xbox is dead. Like, for the last year and change, he has made at a minimum of one video per week proclaiming the death of Xbox, when Xbox is anything but dead. And if Phil Spencer, I'm starting to think if Phil Spencer has his way, it's gonna remain anything but dead as the future goes on. So, let's watch Alex's chat completely roast Mr. DCG.
Chat. I don't think I'm ready for this. Alright, let's go, chat.
This is an Xbox Series X.
We're fucking holding up consoles now?!
He's looking at that Xbox like it's the skull from Hamlet.
So, to explain Alex's little explosion there, of we're holding up consoles now? Something that DCG does a lot of, for whatever baffling reason, is whenever he's talking about PlayStation or Xbox or Nintendo, he'll hold up a controller to explain what he's like. Let me get my 360 controller here. He'll be like, Dreamcast Guy here, and today we're talking about Xbox. As if holding up the controller actually fully illustrates, like, just in case you didn't get the message that, hey, we're talking about Xbox, and it's like, yes, Dreamcast, we get it, you're talking about fucking Xbox. Or again, yes, we get it, Dreamcast Guy, you're talking about fucking Nintendo. It does nothing to illustrate your point, it just makes you look like an idiot.
Jeff Keighley and Dreamcast Guy both look like they should be on To Catch a Predator. David Day Rossier Super Chat $5. Don't drink during pregnancy, ladies. DCG will happen.
I still remember actually buying mine
Why is your green screen so f***ed up, bro?
4 years ago. They didn't have pre-orders set up at GameStop, so I ended up sitting outside the store in the cold for 5 hours before they opened with a bunch of Xbox fans.
You sat outside in the cold for 5 hours to buy a console. I won't sit outside in the cold for 5 hours to buy the latest Zelda or Resident Evil. mainly because midnight launches aren't a thing anymore. But if they were, I still wouldn't do that, because that's retarded. Why would you do that?
And
You sat outside of a store in the cold for 5 hours.
Not just a console he didn't want.
Sarcastic talk.
Especially to buy a console at... Excuse me, chat. And to buy a console at launch when there's pretty much nothing to play on it yet. Like, as a personal rule, chat, I never buy a console at launch. I always wait about a year or two for the games library to build up before I even consider buying one. Well, I might have to break that rule if the Switch 2 ends up launching with a new Zelda title that is a sufficient enough reason to buy it. Like, if they do like they launch the Switch 2 with a new port of like Wind Waker or Twilight Princess, I'll definitely be picking one up at launch. Or if they have a Switch 2 with like new ports of Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask, if they found a way to port the 3DS remasters over to Switch 2, I would definitely buy one at launch. Or I'd even settle for buying a Switch 2 at launch if it came with a port of Link Between Worlds. Oh, most definitely. But buying an Xbox or a PlayStation at launch, it's for the birds.
Or Super Chat $10. Government warning. According to the Surgeon General, women should not drink alcoholic beverages during pregnancy because of the risk of birth defects, like DCG. Heretic 66XX Super Chat $5. Forget Xbox. The only thing dead is Dreamcast guy's credibility.
Ooh.
Fatality.
You guys are fucking cooking, chat.
Damien Super Chat €2. Don't do meth, kids. You don't want to be DCG.
So we went back home and my buddy was like, well, I guess I'll just go ahead and smoke all this meth.
Did somebody say meth?
That's methed up.
I would not have admitted that ever. That's like, I've never done meth. I have no intentions to ever do meth in my life. If I ever had done meth, that is something you could not waterboard out of me. Point blank, period. End of story.
€2. Don't do meth, kids. You don't want to be DCG.
So we went back home and my buddy was like, well, I guess I'll just go ahead and smoke all this meth.
Did somebody say meth?
That's methed up.
And the excitement was palpable.
That's not his Xbox, that's his meth box.
The hype, the intensity. People telling stories about how much they're ready to play Halo Infinite. People actually saying
Some drunk Super Chat $2. Lol Cow Guy should be his new name.
Yeah.
It should.
Here's a war in Forza and Fable.
Did he just say Forza?
And it's interesting to think about how now
He doesn't talk like that for real, chat. I'm sorry. That's not his real voice. Nobody says it's interesting to think. It's not real. That's not real.
Useless Super Chat $1.99. DCG, please put the face mask back on. Brett Bingham Super Chat.
Just once the chat box is no longer covering it, just look at Dreamcast guy's face and imagine that's what I think it's DiCaprio looks like underneath that mess in The Man in the Iron Mask.
$2. DCG even gave his green screen aids. 2? How nice.
HIV is kicking in at warp speed.
Stop.
Amra
Chat.
Super Chat $2.
You guys are
This
savage.
is what happens when the abortion fails. Rockfire 24 Super Chat $2. DCG is why Prop 65 happened in California.
Oh my fucking god! What?
Many mistakes were made.
Did somebody say math?
I am literally the Lich King. I am the Lich King. I have to keep all of you in line. I have to contain you here.
Stallion Hangover Super Chat 13 Canadian dollars.
I cannot let you go anywhere else.
Why did Dreamcast guy bring a ladder to the game store? To reach for those higher expectations.
Oh. I hope one day to have a chat that is as savage as Alex's. Just have guys who just balls to the wall, don't give a shit, and will just roast anybody and everybody, including me. I should just put that out there. I got no problem getting blasted by my own chat if I deserve it.
Round 2.
All right, Mr. Eldrick, thank you for the 2
Chief and
months.
Super Chat $2. DCG is a reminder to swallow.
If Xbox went away, every
Teddy
fanboy on
Dog
PlayStation
Super
would have
Chat
no content.
$9.99. I saw a comment on DCG video. Someone counted how many videos DCG made saying Xbox is dead this year, and apparently it's over 50.
Sometimes people say, like, Max, you make so many videos saying that
Yeah, pump those numbers up. Those are rookie numbers in this racket.
Microsoft is falling apart and the Xbox brand is dead and you're a Sony pony. Why do you spend so much time on this? I think it's just that look at the views.
Chaos Legionnaire Super Chat $2. DCG's favorite group is the Crystal Method.
I know the Crystal Method.
James Hart Super Chat 5.
That was really good.
DCG auditioned for Freddy for the new Friday the 13th. He sat in the makeup chair and they told him, now you're good. New Heart Super Chat $2. DCG is the face of fentanyl and its consequences.
Dark Glaive says don't question his methods. Josh on Twitch said Metharoth. Josh said Metharoth.
It was perfect.
I don't know how many times I've watched this video, and the Metharoth bit gets me every single fucking time.
Perfect.
I already.
Jose Super Chat $1.99.
There's a reason why Josh is my editor.
His rapper
Okay?
name is Methed Man. Riley Super Chat $2.
Metharoth.
DCG eyes are so far apart that he can 180 degrees.
Honestly, the way his eyes are spaced so far apart, Disney should cast him as their next princess. Because between what's her face in Little Mermaid and Rachel Zegler in Snow White, they have this weird obsession with casting like fish face. That's all I can think of is just fish face.
DMC had an abortion bus outside the convention. DCG was the poster child to convince people to get one.
He admitted it. He
Michael
fucking admitted it.
Bitkowski Super Chat $2 Australian. DCG is the new face of Megan's Law. Maxi Super Chat €5.99. DCG is the result of a brother and sister getting it on.
You guys are pushing the line here, okay?
Ivanovich
I'm gonna
Super
get
Chat
canceled because of
£2.
you.
DCG is a reminder to vaccinate your kids. Ramro Super Chat $2. So this is what Christian's child looks like, wild.
Emotional, damn it. 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 Emotional, damn it.
No, you know what he is? He's the grown-up version of that baby that you encountered in the basement at that one location in Resident Evil Village. The big, like, crawling, moldy fetus thing that would like grab you and then eat you in one gulp. That's what DCG is the grown-up version of.
Cerise Super Chat $2.
Chat.
DCG was the model for Deadpool's face.
You look like an avocado. Had sex with an older, more disgusting avocado. Not gently, like it was hate fucking. There was something wrong with the relationship, and that was the only catharsis that they could find without violence. You look like Freddy Krueger face fucking topographical map of Utah. I am sorry, you are haunting. Your face is the stuff of nightmares.
Like a testicle with teeth.
Kipe also Mega Super Chat $2.
Chat.
A reason to practice safe sex. Brett
Can
Bingham
we slow
Super
down?
Chat $5. You know the theme music from the old live-action Hulk TV series as Bruce Banner is hitchhiking? That is the theme music to DCG's dating life.
Listen, you guys.
Cookie One Super Chat $2.
I'm literally the
DCG
Mexican.
favorite rapper is Method Man.
Is Method Man. Thank you, bro. I
American
appreciate
Idiot
that.
Super Chat $1.99. DCG's DB's name is Metharot.
I guess I'll just go and smoke all this meth.
Dreamcast guy sold my cousin meth back in 2015.
Mario M Super Chat $5. DCG look like that guy from first RoboCop movie that hit toxic waste.
I'd buy that for $1.
Buy that for $1. Stop.
Scoot
Yes.
Super Chat $5. Remember, please make sure to practice safe sex. If not, be prepared for the consequences. Mr. Litera 1 Super Chat $2. DCG isn't getting roasted, he's getting floured.
I've never seen this in my
John
life.
Dunmore Super Chat $2. DCG rapper name is Sir Methalot.
Can we just
Tip Super Chat $5. Didn't realize the roast of DCG was cooking harder than DCG's meth dealer's lab. R0F The Rage Super Chat $5. The girlfriend says there is not enough cream in the world to fix what happened to his face.
What's wrong with your face?
Smock 3SHO Super Chat $2 Canadian dollars. DCG made Walter White regret making meth. Ex Atticus Super Chat $2. I always wondered what Sloth from Goonies was up to. Ramro Super Chat $2. When we running that train on Gara of the Rage?
Huh? What kind of chat do you think this is? Gara's got some cheeks on him.
I'm not even going to explain the context for this one. You can just go look it up for yourself.
Damn boy, he's sick. Okay, chat, listen.
Not happening.
Okay, chat, listen.
Not happening.
Chat, listen.
Not happening.
Islander 1 Super Chat $2. I would pile on DCG, but Mother Nature did it first. Peter Brady Super Chat $2.
What do you mean, taste his
DCG
face?
is the Toxic Avenger.
All right.
Toxic Avenger gets women though.
That's far enough.
W0LFP4WZ Super Chat 2 Australian dollars and 99 cents. More PPN here roasting DCG, then playing Concord.
Imagine how fucking terrible it is for
Danny
Concord.
Dalt Super Chat.
More people are watching this stream right now. More people are currently watching my live stream than playing Concord.
At $1.99. DCG looks like Deadpool mated with a Fallout ghoul.
Wrap it up. For real, yo.
Super Chat
Don't get trapped.
125.
Don't get fucking trapped.
DCG's favorite subject, mathematics. Curvis D.A. Benny Super Chat £1.99. Why does DCG look like Rumpelstiltskin from Shrek?
Rumble foreskin.
Can we finally get to the fucking...
Bingham Super Chat $5. I didn't realize Spaceballs' Pizza the Hut was based on DCG. Big Daddy Dalt Super Chat $1.99. DCG has a degree in methonomics. WWJNZ Super Chat $5. DCG's face has more orange peel than the underside of a Ford Focus.
Yeah.
Uncle Tamabai, thank you for the 10 fucking gift.
Cookie One Super Chat $2. DCG favorite game is Super Meth Boy. DR Dry Rob Super Chat $5. DCG reminds me of Michael Myers' mask after he gets shot by all those locals at the end of Halloween 4.
Did somebody say that?
What's the membership goal?
There's probably I'm sure you'll find plenty of meth down in that hole, Max.
3SA Joe Super Chat $2 Canadian. DCG only dates girls named Crystal.
All right, chat, listen. There's still a lot more to get through. Please stop.
Lightning round.
Plan B Guy. Pennsylvania roads don't have as many holes as Dreamcast Guy's face. Dreamcast Guy fell off harder than Dick Grayson's parents. Dreamcast Guy's face is 30 FPS. Dreamcast Guy is if the website, Faces of Death, had a baby. He looks like the kind of guy who licks doorknobs and windows. He also loves Metallica. It's within time, Magneto. Dreamcast Guy's pockmarks look like craters on the moon. Dreamcast Guy looks like the master from Fallout 1. This is a better roast than his steak. Pizza face with a side of pubic hair mustache. Hey gamers, that large pepperoni you ordered here.
I love Dreamcast Guy's Rocky Denison mask.
Dreamcast Guy seems like a materialistic kinda guy. Should have been a method actor. Josh, I need the video later.
He literally puts the dream in Dreamcast.
Dreamcast Guy's facial mask was replaced with battery acid. Dreamcast Guy looks like Taser Face.
It's metaphorical!
Ginger, James, almost.
Rift Bandit Super Chat $5. Damn it, Josh L. Hope you are talking notes because we need an hour-long DSG roast special by Josh next week. Ramro Super Chat $2. And here I thought Michigan potholes were bad.
Chat, can we get to the context,
Sam
please?
Super Chat $5. How can you say DCG is getting roasted when he's clearly deep fried?
I think you guys are just just sick of it. And you guys are like, you know what? We're just gonna burn him. We're just gonna do it.
He's already been burned.
Raymond Super Chat
And I feel
€2.
you guys.
DCG is patient zero for monkeypox. Rambling Entertained Super Chat $2. DCG is the reason voiceover gameplay was invented. Brett Bingham Super Chat $2. DCG drank too much water in Flint.
Oh,
He's already dead.
I think we're done.
he does look like Quato from Total Recall. Oh my Lord in heaven. Alright. Well, now we can move on from that randomness to yet another Atozy video. This one is bringing us back to the creme de la creme of shitty IRL streamers. None other than one Ramsey Khalid Ismail, aka Johnny Somali.
Oh boy. Well, things have just gotten so much worse for the most disliked IRL streamer as he's now got hit with another charge, meaning he will likely be stuck in South Korea for even longer. The dude should have never stepped foot in Korea, and this is also on top of losing his last remaining social media account.
Frankly, his mother should have flushed him down the toilet, but I digress.
So he's basically banned on every platform, and now begging to be forgiven and unbanned on Kick. Because even though the Korean government has confiscated all of his equipment and he's been banned on all of the major live streaming and video platforms available, this time he's found a way to reemerge on the internet again. And he did so via a video call through someone in Ice Poseidon's circle. Because somehow Ice is now part of this story, an IRL streamer many of you guys are familiar with. At one point the dude was basically the largest streamer on Twitch, until that all came crashing down with him being swatted on a plane.
Passengers say that 2 people were removed.
I know of Ice Poseidon, but I don't watch him because it's not my type of content.
A man and a woman.
As many of you guys know, Twitch then deemed that reckless and didn't want to have to deal with any future headaches or PR disasters, so they chose to permanently ban him. Well, fast forward a couple of years, and now he's one of the largest streamers on Kick and has definitely contributed to the growth of the Kick platform. And currently, he's traveling around Japan for his series 100 Days to Learn Japanese. And this is all at the time of recording this video right now. He's already been in Japan for over a month now with a group of friends most of the time. And if I'm not wrong, almost everybody in his group is also an IRL streamer who's also recording their own POV of the whole travel. And even though Ice Poseidon and his friends aren't exactly the same thing as Johnny Somali, who probably is the best example of being a nuisance streamer himself, but I mean, it's safe to say that people online are not a fan of streamers making a scene in public for their streams, especially in Japan and Korea, after Johnny has stirred the pot so much there. But this is a fairly recent clip that went viral from Ice Poseidon's group from a guy named ABZ. For example, in this clip, ABZ, one of Ice Poseidon's friends and Kick former employee, he's in public as he receives a donation, and of course the donation sound was set to some anime moans.
Love you too, bro. Oh my god! You guys are assholes.
I hate that behavior so much that let's set it up so that when chat gives a donation, they pick the sound effect that gets played on this little Bluetooth speaker in public, and they'll let me act shocked that they pick something that's kind of vulgar or something that's kind of raunchy, and it's like, you set it up that way. You made yourself... You set yourself up for public humiliation. Stop pretending you're shocked. We all see through it. Even the 12-year-olds who watch you are not that retarded. I'm convinced some people just have a humiliation fetish. That, period.
Alright, stop. No, let's not make this a thing. Bro, but I thought it was a nice dono. Bro, no. you guys are rats. Bro.
Or here, another dude in the group, slightly homeless, is supposedly drunk late at night and crashes out on the street after getting in some relationship trouble. And this is with the only girl there in the group of streamers.
Homeless, this is actually all your fault. You decided to hook up with that girl. It's your fault, and you should learn.
I know it is my fault. I shouldn't have asked her to date me.
Odd, but remember him because he'll become relevant to the story later on. But then you have this one, which ABZ filmed Ice Poseidon, I guess pretending to make out with a statue.
What the fuck?
Me too. Oh, maybe Sam took them.
Paul!
Oh! Yeah. I mean, technically that's cheating because the intent was there.
Sumimasen, Hanko doko? Hanko doko?
What?
Holy crap! You are creepy as shit.
Why are IRL streamers making moves on statues, especially in Asia? Why? What's the point? Like, thankfully, this isn't like a memorial from what I can tell, but why fly out to Japan and do that? Or this?
Why? Oh.
Oh, what do we got here? Damn, son. Ow, fucking hurt.
I don't even want to know what a Tozy just blurred out. That's fucked.
What? Alright, that's two.
They seem to be in like a trail, so if we just keep going forward.
Brother, are you okay? But if that wasn't questionable enough, I guess he decided to follow Johnny's footsteps and say this about the Yakuza.
Say it with me, Nana.
Huh?
The Yakuza.
The Yakuza.
Yeah, them. I hope they get...
Good.
They're all...
Get...
Yakuza.
Why? That's just poor risk to reward assessment with that.
That's like going to Mexico and saying fuck the cartels. That's the kind of behavior that gets you sent back to the States in little tiny boxes. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? Why would you willingly do that? And forget about the whole, well, it's just content, guys. I don't see what the big deal is. I don't get why everyone's so... Here's why.
See, as you can see, the more you fuck around, the more you're gonna find out.
That's why. You don't go to Mexico and say, fuck the cartels. You don't go to Japan and say, fuck the Yakuza. And you especially don't go to North Korea, you especially don't go to South Korea and start singing the praises of North Korea. Bad ideas all around.
Action. Like, I feel like that one can go south pretty quickly. Ice and his friends might not be just like Johnny Somali, since they aren't really committing felonies nor harassing people in the same way as him. I also see why a bunch of Japanese and Korean citizens are labeling them as nuisance streamers. But this group draws a very strong line between them and John, as we'll see soon. Because during a live stream, Slightly Homeless, who we saw earlier, he decided to call Johnny Somali out of nowhere.
You hear me?
Nah, I've been watching a little bit of the trivia. I know, Nana. What's up?
Yes, the camera's on.
Hi, Nana. Hi. Hello. Does she know Johnny Somali? Does she know him? He terrorized her country.
Did her?
I love that the only thing that Johnny can brag about in his life is harassing strangers in public. Really, dude? Congratulations, Johnny. So Johnny claims that he's planning to meet this group in Busan because apparently they're also going to Korea soon, but I doubt that'll ever happen, judging from that reaction at the end there. If it does happen, it'll probably be from Johnny stream sniping them. And also, that clip that we just saw also kind of reinforced his ban on Kick, because Ice is pretty influential on Kick. And Johnny clearly begged to get unbanned on Kick because he has no platforms left. And obviously, Ice said this.
Oh, what the...
What?
Johnny Somali, are you still alive?
Johnny
Bro, hang up on this.
Bro, what the... What are you doing? What are you doing, bro? What do you mean? I want advice. I want advice. Advice? Yeah, what are you doing? They want to Somali. Live in Somali.
Look, when you guys
I hate the fact that he's wearing a MAGA hat, and I'm not even a MAGA guy. I don't even know why he's wearing the MAGA hat in the first place, other than just... I don't know. I don't know. This was another case where I had a thought, it went somewhere, and then it just slammed into my brain just slammed into a wall and shit itself. So let's just move on.
I'll talk to you later.
You gonna set you up, Nana? You gonna set you up?
Get me up there.
He wants unbanned from K.
That's not gonna happen.
Peace out, bro. I'll see you later.
See you later, man. You make Kick look like.
Not like Ice and them are making Kick look great either, but I will agree that there is a difference between them. But honestly, Johnny has way bigger problems than meeting Ice Poseidon, like the bounty Johnny has on his head for the Korean public.
Oh yeah. Let's just say Polio was more popular than Johnny Somali, and I don't see him getting unbanned from Kick. I mean, yeah, I didn't see Jack Doherty getting unbanned from Kick, but he did get unbanned from Kick for whatever retarded fucking reason. I don't see Johnny Somali getting unbanned anytime soon. We'll just have to see.
Because remember, they call him the Golden Goblin over there. So yeah, strangers are still paying for anyone who can film themselves hitting the guy. So technically, he still drops loot. I love how there's like this niche Korean online community that are essentially playing human Pokemon Go with Johnny Somali because he harassed the citizens of Korea for profit. Kinda deserved. So he has that to worry about, and his new charge, as he was just now recently charged with an additional count of violating the Minor Crimes Act, which is the same kind of charge that postponed his trial back in December. So now we have 2 charges of obstruction of business, and then we have 2 Minor Crimes Act charges as well. Now, regarding the Minor Crimes Act, we don't know specifically what they're investigating because the dude has basically committed so many illegal acts in South Korea that it's almost impossible to track everything down. And before you ask, a minor crimes offense in Korea has nothing to do with minors. Like, that's just the equivalent of a misdemeanor over there. So,
I was about to say, I assume when he says minor crimes, he means misdemeanors. So, kind of like over here, we have misdemeanors and felonies. So, I guess in South Korea, that would be minor crimes and major crimes.
recently, I guess he's just stacking misdemeanors on top of his felonies already. But when I was researching this video, I saw a comment about Johnny's situation that said this dude is like the lucky roulette wheel of crime prosecutors. Whatever you land on, he's probably committed it. And that describes it pretty well, because unfortunately for Johnny, yet again, the dude live streams and documents everything he does. So all the prosecutors have to do is just sit and watch through all of his VODs.
Kind of like those, kind of like how cops will watch, cops will watch, like, amateur hip-hop videos of local gang members waving around guns, and they're shot in 4K, so the cops can actually stop the video, zoom in, and read the serial numbers off the guns to determine if they're stolen, or in some cases they'll see that the serial number is shaved off the barrel or off the slide. It's like, when did video recording your crimes become the go-to for every retard with a camera and an internet connection? I don't know, but you make it really easy for prosecution. And honestly, keep it up.
What an absolute skill issue. The dude just completely played himself. But even though he got another misdemeanor, as I said in my last video, these all add up. Because one misdemeanor, it doesn't really do too much, honestly, in the grand scheme of things. But two misdemeanors, you're probably getting into a little bit more trouble. But if you add those two misdemeanors on top of his felonies, suddenly Johnny might be ending up in some serious prison time. And I mean, every update on him just shows us how possible this can actually be. Because now he's being charged as a repeat offender. So it's safe to say the dude wishes he never went to Korea. And speaking of getting banned on platforms, Johnny's TikTok account has now disappeared. Ooh. And even though it's tough to tell exactly what's going on, I do feel like there might be a pattern. And that pattern, I guess, is his career completely vanishing, because absolutely nothing has been posted on any of his socials. There was nothing on his new YouTube account because his old one was banned, but he does have a new channel, but nothing's there. And his Rumble account, that's just kind of collecting dust because there's nothing new there either. So for now, his career of harassing random people in public has come to a complete halt. But if you watched our last video on Johnny, you might remember Hank as well, the guy who did that podcast interview where he...
The problem with guys like Johnny is that he is so... He needs constant attention. He needs constant eyes on himself. And if he's the slightest bit terrified of fading into irrelevancy, he's probably going to, you mark my words, he's going to do something incredibly stupid. He's going to do some major fuck shit. He's going to pull a massive fucky wucky, and he's going to, I don't want to say cause an international incident, but it wouldn't surprise me if he at least attempts to. I mean, God knows he's already trying to. He's been trying to ever since he got his travel ban in South Korea.
Tried to explain why he keeps being friends with Johnny Somali. A bunch of creators covered that interview, including Andrew from Legal Mindset, who we've also had here on this channel before. And surprisingly, Hank decided to file a lawsuit against a bunch of different South Korean streamers for stalking and harassment, and against Andrew for talking about what he does on a public platform. But when Hank filed this lawsuit, he decided to combine all of these streamers into one single case. And that might have been one of the worst decisions he could have done for that lawsuit, because now it's a lol suit. Honestly, it was a lol suit to begin with, but that definitely does not help. Hank is also suing Andrew, an attorney, not for stalking and harassment, but for insult and defamation. In the same lawsuit? Hank is suing Andrew because basically Andrew quoted Hank himself in that live stream interview on Legal Mindset's channel. And at the end, I guess Hank didn't like it.
Hank's issue is that he made these statements. He came out of his own volition on an international public broadcast and said these things. And I think what Hank thinks is that he can say these things on a public broadcast and they will remain private. So he thinks that he can go out and just talk to people publicly on something he knows is being streamed, he knows being put out there.
Hank was the one who defamed himself on a public platform. Other people just talked about it. That's like suing a mirror for showing a reflection. It's...
Hey. Hey. That's all I can do is that's all I can point to is just enter clown man. Just you, oh.
I'ma plant me a dumbass tree.
Idiots. Idiots everywhere as far as the fucking eye can see.
That's like giving an interview, really revealing something horrifying and traumatic about yourself in your past, and then suing the person who interviewed you because you knew it was going to be on a televised platform. Unlike for like Good Morning America, that would be like if you're on like you're giving an interview for Good Morning America and you reveal something horrifically traumatic about yourself, and then it gets aired on Good Morning America because it's Good Morning America, and then you sue Good Morning America. Hank, your head is so far up your ass, if you farted, you'd fucking decapitate yourself.
Safe to say, like, not even Andrew is taking this issue very seriously because he knows the lawsuit isn't going anywhere, but also because Hank is trying to sue Andrew under Korean law when Andrew isn't even based in Korea. And Andrew is also not a South Korean citizen.
I'm currently in Thailand, which once again, I say is a proper venue or would be a proper venue. I can say whatever the I want, and he can't. Under South Korean law, it's inapplicable. South Korean law has nothing to do with what I say as a non-resident of, I'm not a permanent resident, I'm not a citizen of South Korea, so I can say whatever the I want about Hank.
So here we are watching the Johnny Somali situation get even worse, which I honestly didn't even think was possible in the first place. Even after all of his equipment has been confiscated, he's still racking up charges, you know, because he live streamed everything and they're still combing through everything that he's done in Korea. His court date is currently the 7th of March, but there are a lot of rumors saying that because of his recent charge that they're likely going to postpone that court date. So I guess we just kind of have to wait a few weeks to find out. But other than that, if you want the full story of how we even got here, you can check out this video. Or this one, and if you're new here, feel free to subscribe, and hopefully I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.
So he's just collecting charges like they're Pokemon cards at this point. I mean, hey, if you want to follow the rules of fuck around and find out, you go right ahead, mister. Okay, so we are jumping right back to Oh No Alex Streams for another... Oh, this one. This one's beautiful. This is another compilation of Alex's chat completely roasting somebody. And much like Dreamcast Guy, it's a Sony PlayStation bootlicker. But first, I guess Josh put in this beautiful little edit. I love this so much. He's literally summoning Josh for the ultimate edit.
Alright, this is a brand new fanboy.
Don't ask me why Alex is wearing a banana suit throughout this video. That's another thing you'll have to look up for yourself.
Why is your camera at 2 frames a second, bro? What is this?
It's your boy, the Gift One here, baby. We back at it again with another video.
Bro, you can't even tell if it's moving or not. What is happening in this video, dude? Yeah, screw Dreamcast guy. We gotta get a GoFundMe for this guy for a new camera, bro. What are we doing? What is this, a Motorola flip phone? What the fuck?
So
he's recording this video off a Boost mobile phone from like 2007. Yo, where you at, dog?
Here we are, right? Here we are.
This is a train wreck.
He sounds like he recorded this on an 8-track.
Let me gather myself. January 1st, 2025. Salute to everybody out there.
What is he using, the PS2 iToy? Yeah.
Raymond YouTube One donated $1.
Isn't that how Chris Chan recorded a large chunk of his videos, was using a PS2 iToy?
Is his face cam running at 60 frames per minute? This video is missing the Bandicam watermark. Smok3SHO Super Chat $2 Canadian. Why does he look and sound like Tamer Puerto Rock? Rambling Entertained Super Chat $2. Bro looks and sound like an asthmatic Urkel.
I got my Puerto Rock on Wish, bro. Stop.
Corey Bruce Super Chat 5 Australian dollars. I bet this dude's brain's more delayed than his camera. # special game. Daniel Lawson Super Chat $2. Bro streaming from his kid's school Chromebook. Cobra Kai Super Chat $1.99. I've seen dash cam footage better than this.
Well, yeah, my dash cam actually does 1080.
And as you know, if that's the direction you want to go, it's okay.
He is as slow as his frame rate.
Smok3SHO Super Chat $2 Canadian. Bro streaming from a flipbook drawing.
It's a flipbook.
No, much more better. It is a drawing of a flipbook.
JDFVA Super Chat $2. Who let the great value Puerto Rock in the chat? I've been Chief and Super Chat $5. Hey, what's up guys, welcome to my Minecraft Let's Play episode 1. My mom bought me this camera.
The dude's camera quality is like baby's first YouTube video. It's like a 12-year-old whose parents just got him a PC, just got him a webcam. It's the cheapest shit on the market, so it's just like, hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to my Minecraft video. Exactly like that.
Man using one of them early CCTV cameras. His mic is more blown out than a mic that has had an air horn blown straight into it. He looks more retarded than a Down syndrome child who also has fecal alcohol.
Boy, that escalated quickly. I mean, that really got out of hand fast.
It jumped up a notch.
Man's histories are from
Emotional, damn it, 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 emotional, damn it.
Jesus.
Fecal alcohol.
Boy, that escalated quickly. I mean, that really got out of hand fast.
It jumped up a notch.
It did, didn't it?
Rayamovich donated $1. This guy's hairline isn't receding, it's full-blown retreating. Raiseth Jolly Roger #1 super chat $1.99. If J-Dub and Puerto Rock had a kid, BRK Ross super chat £2. His hairline is retreating harder than the French.
Are you guys done?
Cobra Kai super chat $1.99. This was filmed on a Motorola Razr from 2006. Choosing Netscape to stream at 240p. Emailing in his video to YouTube 1 frame a time. He better hope no one calls or it'll DC him. This dude's New Year's resolution is 480p. Playmation has a better frame rate than this guy. His hairline hiding like the Viet Cong. Persona and Jay Bari did the fusion dance our pony. I can play a game of chess on his 10 head. He'd have better FPS with a sketch artist. Even Stevie Wonder dislikes the video quality. Mans is streaming from Windows 95. Josh, you know what video to make next. Is he using PSSR on his webcam? Does his receding hairline mean there's a tsunami? This channel has become the player haters ball.
Hey.
I said it before, I'll say it again. One day I hope to have a chat that is as savage as Alex's.
Hey.
Jar S super chat $2. Bro still using the free AOL CD from 95. Marsla super chat $2. His forehead is brighter than my future. Bill Brook Boy Lewis super chat.
His forehead's brighter than most of our futures, to be honest.
At $1.99. I had better video quality with Kazaa. Atamin super chat $2. Note to self, don't piss off chat Jesus. Smoking the bear super chat $2. He looks like a busted Caillou. Captain underscored for super chat $2. Man is running the stream off a Commodore 64 PC.
Are you keeping up with the Commodore? 'Cause the Commodore is keeping up with you.
Cobra Kai super chat $1.99.
No, he'd get better quality off a Commodore. He's probably running it off an Apple II.
I've seen ultrasounds in better resolution.
Oh my god, guys!
Mike super chat $2 Canadian. Bro streaming from his Y2K bunker. Colin in London super chat $5 Canadian. I told you months ago, Alex, you have become death, the destroyer of worlds.
Yes.
You have created a monster that you cannot control. Raise Rultron, AEC for life super chat $2. Super chat's coming in faster than his frame rate.
Dude.
Bro!
Will Brook Boy Lewis super chat $1.99. This is all your fault, Alex. You brought him to us. Manx super chat $2 Australian. He's been holding in that thought all his life. Jimmy Mac super chat $5. Dude had to buy his headphones at a big and tall store. Showtime Reezy super chat $2. His forehead has its own gravitational pull. Boogie1 super chat $2. Oh crap, it's Bobby's World all grown up all.
Okay, let's get back to the video.
Nope.
Round 2. Rada Spliff super chat $5. Are we watching a video or a PowerPoint presentation? Smock3SHO super chat $2 Canadian. We get headaches, he gets headquakes.
Whoa, Smoke Show, what?
Raise Rultron, AEC for life super chat $2. Anybody remember Max Headroom? This is the guy.
Wait. Max, since he brought up Max Headroom, I've got the... Oh god, where is it? There it is. There it is.
And if they don't like it, they can stick shift it in their exhaust pipe and choke it! And smoke it!
And if that Max Headroom clip didn't do it for you, you can also use, I know that one I have used in the past before.
His headaches register on the Richter scale. Cerise super chat $2. Bro's forehead is in IMAX.
He dreams in 3D.
Boogie1 super chat.
Real D 3D.
$2. Bro head looked like a deformed golf ball SMH.
Okay, chat, okay. You've literally done irreparable damage. Shall we get back to
American Idiot Super Chat $2. If Marvel needs to recast for MODOK, 90s MTV the head actor night looking ass. At least he's immune to falling down a manhole. Who dreams in ultra wide? Max Super Chat $2 Australian. Majora's Mask called they want their moon back. A_reptile dysfunction Super Chat $5. Man's Brainstorms cameoed in Twisters. Taz Gaming Super Chat $5. His forehead so big, Dora would get tired of exploring it. Atamin Super...
Oh! Grande head no bueno.
Chat $2. Surprised there is no Ego the Living Planet jokes.
Come on.
Jimmy Mac Super Chat $2.
Come on, CD.
This is what an unoptimized Funko Pop looks like. Rambling Entertained Super Chat $2. Someone get Potter. Dobby found the internet. Matthew James Super Chat $2. Help me onto his casket so I can dance on it.
Yeah, man, it's fucking crazy. All right, chat, I'm gonna turn you off. Y'all are getting ridiculous. I'm gonna turn it off.
Round 3!
Libsum
It's so
Super Chat
fucking
$2
ridiculous,
Canadian
dude.
dollars. I had more jokes, but that forehead stores them. Ear and 717 Super Chat $2. That forehead is as long as Nibs tweets. Cobra Kai Super Chat 4.
If you want to see weaponized autism, go to Nib on Twitter and watch the guy. The guy will type out full paragraph-long defenses of PlayStation and just shitting on Xbox for no reason other than because he has that much time on his hands.
$4.99. You can fit Elden Ring's map on that forehead and still have room for an essay from Nib.
You can fit the PoE2 skill tree on it.
Justin Budrum Super Chat $1.99. Can you explore this gas giant? Quiet Try Super Chat $2. PSSR couldn't upscale this guy's hairline.
Dude, no way this guy's
Rusty
fucking
Joe
starting the
Super
same
Chat
shit.
$5. You could power a whole neighborhood if you attached a solar panel to his forehead. Wannabe Hobo Super Chat $5 New Zealand dollars. Give him a break, Alex. His thoughts have to travel all that way to his mouth. Will Broke Boy Lewis Super Chat $5. I was going to ask Chat to give the guy a break, but after those last comments I'm just going to quote Hans Gruber. Hit it again.
VHS Gamer here. Is this John Cena? Cuz I can barely see him. Probably still uses MySpace. I can see Bigfoot photos with better resolution.
Ironically, this was filmed on an Xbox Kinect.
He must be using the Dreamcast.
Josh!
Mom, I'm online. Get off the phone. Maybe the guy's video will be done loading by the time chat is finished. America Online. Stop motion. Chat hasn't gone off this bad since the evisceration of Dreamcast guy.
For real.
I've seen snuff films better than this.
Stewie Griffin is buggin'. Looks like Black Krillin. He wants roasted fanboy. Forge is jealous of that guy's forehead. He remembers tomorrow. Penny for his thoughts and I got a 3-hour movie. Josh, we need another video about chat roasting this guy. Josh's video is gonna be longer than his forehead. Y'all heard of Napster?
This guy's a real airhead.
Yep.
I'm not taking.
Captain Super Chat
Oh,
$2.
come on, guys!
He's not Puerto Rico, he's Puerto Boulder. Touch Gaming Super Chat $2. His forehead is so big that his dreams are in IMAX.
His shit is like way up here. If he was in the army, he'd have to salute like, yes, sir. He doesn't have dreams. He has movies. You'll never find blum 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 bum a hairline like mine.
Game Super Chat $5. Last time this man had a brain blast, the Big Bang happened. His dad must have been Mega Mind.
Okay. Okay.
Rayamovich donated $1. Judging by his hairline, I can tell you this video was recorded at 10 a.m. Chat now owes Josh 1 ounce of weed each. My town's elevation level, 4,000. His forehead elevation level, unknown. Definitely ahead of all of us. Finally, LeBron James has a rival hairline.
He's already dead.
Okay. Okay.
Jesus, chat.
Okay.
Smoking
then
a
I
bear
have
super
some-
chat $2. Head has more gravity than black hole wears MDT.
All right, chat. Before we get to the next one, I really got to take a piss. So, real quick, I'm going to just leave some music going while I go off and do this. I'll see you guys in a minute. All right, now I am back. Whew. Sorry, chat. I thought, oh, well, maybe I could make it till the end of the chat, and then it's like 15, 20 minutes go by, and it's like, no, I can't make it. That's not going to happen. That's just definitely not going to happen. So, damn it. I'm trying to keep this charged up so I can pay attention when somebody decides to drop a comment in the chat. Why are you guys shy? Why are you so shy? I love hearing from you. I love having conversations with you guys. I probably should have said that earlier in the stream, but is that right, Sully? You want to be a part of the stream? Are you sure? So half the time you can't make up your mind whether you want to be a part of the stream or not. Or do you not really care? You just want to be in my way. Yeah. So how's your night been? This pretty much summarizes my Friday night, you know. But enough about me. Let's check back in with a Tozy. Actually, I think the last 4 videos in my Watch Later folder are Tozy videos. But, I think I'm good for 2 more videos, and then I'm going to hop off here. So, let's just jump into the next one.
This woman just sued Lyft because her driver declined picking her up because she wouldn't fit in the car. Only in America do you hear stories like this, and that goes for the size and the lawsuit. So clearly, we have a lot to unpack here. So meet Deja Blanding. She's apparently a rapper that goes by the name of Dank Damas from Detroit, and she's recently decided to sue Lyft simply because one of the drivers didn't want to pick her up because he alleged that she couldn't fit in his car without damaging it. So then she starts to film this interaction.
What?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
What? For what? What you saying?
Yeah, I got no space at all. My car is small.
I can fit in this car.
No, believe me, you can.
Yes, I can.
Believe me. So, I'm sorry.
What am I doing with my money?
I'm gonna cancel you. You're not gonna be charged.
So you telling me I can't get in the lift because I can't fit in your car?
Yeah, you need to order a bigger car.
What makes you think I can't fit in a car?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I mean, at least he's being respectable.
Because we saw you in the beginning of the clip, and you wouldn't be able to fit in there with a bottle of KY jelly and a shoehorn. I'm just telling you that right now. Chat,
That's a huge bitch.
Pretty much.
My best
friend has a Benz that's newer than this that I can fit in. That's the same size.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I can't.
Just listening to that car, I mean, it's not
What are you telling me?
at the healthiest condition
Your car.
either.
So
Probably
I
an
gotta order
old
another
one.
lift.
Yeah. And to be more specific with you, I got very tired tires.
What I got to do with your tires?
Yeah, and you have no space.
How you know I don't have no space?
Yeah, I got no space in the back. Believe.
How do you know I don't have no space?
Because I tried before.
Huh?
Because I've been in this situation.
So every big person you turn down because they can't fit in your car?
Yeah, because they need to order the Uber XL is good.
No, I don't never have to order Uber XL.
You know, I'm really sorry.
What's your name?
Abraham Private.
Yeah, like, he's being very respectable about it. He's not trying to hurt her feelings here. Like, obviously I understand how her feelings can get hurt here, but this is definitely just blowing things way out of proportion by suing Lyft based on a business decision by one of their contracted drivers. Because, let's be real, at the end of the day, no one owes you anything. Lyft drivers, they get paid like, what, $5 to $25 for an average ride. Most people don't get tips. Why would you risk messing up your seat and your car for extremely little upside? To me, it seems like she's being a bit entitled and opportunistic here because at the end of the day, this isn't Lyft's fault. Lyft drivers are not employees. They're independent contractors. Independent contractors, they're self-employed. So does that not mean that they have the right to refuse service? Because they have to cover the maintenance and the gas themselves, and there's no way it's good for a car if you're loading an entire payload for the back seat on one wheel. But let's see what she has to say about this.
Have you been in cars that size before?
Yes, I have. I've been in cars smarter than that, you know?
Deja Blanding, tell...
I am going to press X to doubt so hard. I am going to mash X to doubt so many times that my finger starts fucking bleeding. There's no way you've been in cars smaller than... I hope those cars had really good shocks and really good suspensions, and the tires, and you didn't seriously harm the tires. The whole body away. And look, I get what it is to be overweight. Okay, I weigh 237 at 5 feet 8 inches tall. I am not, but I'm not like... This chick makes Fat Albert look anorexic. Hey! Jeez.
tells us she was just trying to get to a Detroit Lions watch party this month when her lift rolled up.
I'm doubtful she'll fit in the back of the C-Class.
Like, oh man, she already knew.
I can fit in this car.
Believe me, you can.
Yes, I can.
Believe me.
He told her there's not enough room in his car.
The kicker part was when he started to talk about his tires. You know, I feel like that was a slap in the face. That was like my tires, you know, like.
The driver said his tires could not handle her weight.
So I didn't know this was actually a thing, but I guess it makes sense because there is some truth to what the driver is saying about the tires and suspension. But I mean, either way, the largest expense for Lyft and Uber drivers are maintaining the vehicle and gas. And the Mercedes can hold roughly 1,000 pounds in total as its payload. So it makes sense that he doesn't want to put half of the car's weight limit on one back tire. And I mean, it would be fair to say once you reach a certain size, just like with airlines, you have to buy an extra seat, you would have to buy an XL Uber so you can fit comfortably. That's also just for your own sake. Like, don't you want to be comfortable while you're riding or using a rideshare service? Obviously, it sucks, but you can't force others to take on the burden of your life choices. But because of this video, I did some research on this, and apparently a passenger in the backseat can weigh up to the limit specified by the vehicle's manufactured payload capacity, which is the total weight of all passengers and cargo that can be safely carried by the car, and varies depending on the car model. Typically, this means a single adult passenger can weigh anywhere between 150 to 250 pounds. Okay, so I mean, like, it wasn't until doing research on this, I found out this is actually a massive problem here in the US, since, you know, we're one of the top countries when it comes to obesity. So, I mean, who would have known that, like, a lot of the bigger families here in the US are apparently driving around their cars above the payload capacity? That's something I learned today.
For every big person you turn down because they can't fit in your car?
Yeah, because they need to order the Uber XL.
You know what? I don't never have to order Uber XL.
Jason! Jason! Oh! Oh! All right. What's up? My blood pressure, apparently. Looking at Timu Lizzo's ass. Yes, it is, Kason. But got a couple of Atozy videos to get through for the rest of the stream. Hopefully, we can take away from the perils of adult life. And don't worry about being late. I mean, the VOD's gonna be up. So hey, dude, I don't know how recently you just got here, but dude, once you see her, yes, hackers suck ass through a sour punch straw. Once you see her, you're gonna understand why I said Timu Lizzo. Trust me, dude.
Canceled the ride and left her.
Yeah, dude, his engine sounds...
Kason. My guy.
That's a huge bitch.
Oh. She looks like when she farts, the walls start sweating. I'm just picturing Hazen losing his shit at this point. She looks like every time she stubs her toe, it measures on the Richter scale. That's never gonna stop, Kason. I am never gonna stop trying to make you laugh. Oh, She looks like every time she enters a room, it should just be playing Fat Albert's. It should be playing, not Fat Albert's, a Weird Al's Fat. That, oh, really? You got some song covers to do. Nice. Oh, that's fair enough, Kason. That's fair enough. Well, I will try to keep the wisecracks to a minimum, then, out of respect for your wife. Can't make any promises they'll stop altogether for the stream, but we'll just see.
Not in the best condition.
Dank DeMoss, as she's known at the mic, is crushed by the whole situation.
I just want them to know, like, it really hurt
by the whole situation.
You know what I noticed?
Dank DeMoss.
She looks like if one of the dancers in Jabba the Hutt's palace did a fusion dance with the Rancor.
As she's known at the mic, is crushed by the whole situation.
I just want...
Actually, she looks like she ate the Rancor.
I want them to know, like, it really hurt my feelings.
And also, what about the Lyft driver who likely lost their job for this? All because she didn't want to order an XL after he declined her. All she had to do would be, oh, okay, and order an XL, and there wouldn't be a problem here. But I'm also certain that the dude lost his job by trying to protect his car. And also, again, while listening to his car while idling, clearly it wasn't in the best shape. So he's just trying...
You know that video of the black guy trying to keep a straight face but stands up laughing? Sure, that's me right now. I told you, I couldn't promise that the wisecracks will stop altogether, but...
to save money where he can.
It looks like Lyft might be hurting pretty soon, too.
I knew it was illegal and I knew that it was wrong.
Her attorneys, John and Zach Runyon, say weight is a protected characteristic in Michigan by law.
It would be no different than...
Well, Michigan's retarded. I'm just going to say that up front. It should not be a protected disability. I'm just going to just say that right now.
And a driver pulling up and saying, you know, I don't want to have black people in my car, or I don't want to have Christians in my car, or Muslims in my car. It's the same. Under the law, it's the same.
Like...
One of these things is not like the other ones. One of these things doesn't belong. One of these things is not like the other.
Fucking ambulance chaser. Had a Detroit pizza recently and it tasted like shit. One of these things is going to die alone. Kason! Bro!
Emotional, damn it, 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 emotional, damn it.
Savage!
Come on, sure. Like, under the law, it could be the same. But like for me, it'll be White Boy Summer the rest of my life. But I'm gonna make sure that it's not Fat Boy Winter. Or that's my goal. My goal...
My best friend of my name lives in Michigan, but Detroit pizza is ass. I'm sorry. I mean, I've never had Detroit pizza, but I've had Chicago pizza. Chicago pizza is the shit because it's basically just lasagna with a crust around it. I've never had... I can't say that I've ever had Detroit pizza.
Goal is to avoid Fat Boy Winter for myself. I'm trying not to repeat that weight gain I did when I first moved to the States back in like end of 2018, 2020. So the real OGs here on this channel, they know that I was probably 30 pounds heavier back then. Because surprisingly enough, when I moved from Norway here to the US and got access to American fast food and the good old corn syrup, every single drink size is like, what, 30 to 50% larger than what it is in Europe? Yeah, your boy ballooned a bit.
Well, our food also has preservatives and ingredients in it that you don't find in European countries and in Asian countries. We have a lot of, like I'm not even going to get into it because that's far beyond my field of expertise, but DiGiorno's good, but they should stick to regular crust. They put small hot dogs in the crust. I've never contemplated that. I've never tried DiGiorno's Detroit pizza. I always get their rising crust pizza.
But thankfully, we got that taken care of. You know, boys getting swole in the gym, you know, yeah, like as... Maybe not swole yet, but at least I'm not overweight anymore.
The lawsuit is filed. Since she posted the encounter on social media, other full figure...
It's not delivery, it's a booty call. Dude! Nice. Why does that sound like a porno?
Exposed, 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 exposed. You are exposed. Exposed, 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 exposed. You are exposed, sir. I'm gonna expose you. Expose you. Oh my God, expose you. Exposed, 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 exposed.
Hey, screw you, that's funny.
Figured folks have reached out saying the same thing happened to them.
Full-figured folks? Why are we tiptoeing here? That almost sounds like more of a slur, but...
Full-figured folks, you mean fucking fat asses. It's okay. It's okay to say it.
Here is an image of her sitting in the trunk of an SUV. And come on, I mean, after looking at this picture, there is no way that she can fit in the back of a beater C-Class. This whole situation just feels like something out of a Boondocks episode. And here is another picture of her in the driver's seat of an SUV, presumably with the seat all the way back. I don't know how the driver's gonna fit her in the back of his car in a small C-Class without damaging the car, at least damaging the seat. This lawsuit feels either like a cash grab or like an attention stunt to me. And I can't, maybe...
Both. Let's see if we can talk in Discord. Oh yeah, yeah, that was something that Kason and I have been contemplating doing for a while now. So Kason's getting a PS5 pretty soon, and he can, I guess you can connect Discord to PS5, and we can chat through that. And we were thinking of doing a series of as he puts in the chat, we were thinking of doing a series of streams where he plays the game and I watch and we do color commentary together. See if the stream to YouTube will pick up our conversation. Well, we'll just have to see. We'll just have to see how it goes in the end.
Both, but still, like, I just don't feel like she was really that wronged here. Like, obviously,
she wasn't.
It's humiliating, and it sucks. But, like, is it really worth suing over? Just get a new Lyft. Get an XL. I just don't see the reason to ruin this Lyft driver's life because of this situation.
I can fit in this car.
Don't believe me, you can.
Yes, I can. I really want people to see, like, what we go through as bigger people, you know?
We did reach out to Lyft. They did not get back with us in time for this story. Now, Lyft, Uber, those rideshare companies, they can refuse passengers based on a perceived security threat. But according to Deja's attorneys, you cannot discriminate based on someone's weight. It's very
Oh, she's on the last end of she's on the last stage of fatness. She's on oh hell no. Big, healthy, husky, fluffy. Damn, and oh hell no. She's stage 6.
clear on that cell phone.
Because that's exactly what that Lyft driver said upon looking at her. Just, oh hell no.
Video, that is why he denied her ride.
Overall, this is going to be a super interesting case to follow. The comments on this news article are definitely not taking her side. In quote, I had a passenger her size and I failed to refuse my trip. My axle broke. Lyft did not help me with my repairs. I'm proud of that driver for standing his ground. She needs to order an XL Lyft. People always trying to save $1 and forget about the poor drivers. I hope she doesn't win. It's Lyft, not forklift.
Bro. Bro. You need to have an industrial crane. The forklift would just blow out. You'd blow out the engine on the forklift. And I've driven a forklift.
Okay, and the internet really ran with that one. Okay. Come on, guys. Lyft drivers get about $5 a ride, and most passengers don't even tip. She weighs more than the car. When she ruins his car, who pays for the repair? Why wouldn't she spend the extra money on a larger vehicle? Let's not normalize this. She's 600 pounds. Please let me know what you guys think down in the comments down below. But other than that, YouTube thinks that you'll enjoy this video, so you should definitely check it out. And subscribe if you're new. And hopefully, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace. This woman just...
Jeez. She needs to be on TLC, on My 600 Pound Life, if that show's even still going anymore. I don't know. I don't watch TLC. I don't watch that kind of crap. Unless it's like Sex Sent Me to the ER or My Strange Addiction, where I'm farming for content. First stream will be showing you Liberty Falls in Black Ops 6 Zombies. Closest thing to a Raccoon City map. Hey! So... definitely something in line with both of our channels, since we're both Resident Evil guys. Hey, you know what, Kason? That would be pretty cool. I gotta say. That would actually be sweet. So I know that video title is already raising some eyebrows. What do both places have in common? Incompetent police. Ooh. Ouch. Well, I mean, in Raccoon City's case, the police were rendered incompetent because their own chief kind of screwed them over, and then actively started killing them one by one. But this is going to be this one here is going to be the last video we cover for the night. As you can see, I'm sure the title of the video alone, it's another Atozy one, is raising more than a few eyebrows. She destroyed her life sending fart videos to her ex. Excuse me, why? So let's just, I guess, dive bomb into it.
This woman just humiliated her entire family tree after being the first person to ever be arrested for cyber farting. Apparently, that's both a thing and an arrestable offense now. So meet Rhiannon Evans. She pleaded guilty in court for sending videos of her farting to her boyfriend's ex-girlfriend, Deborah. Where is the upside for that action? Did she really think she was pulling off some power move with that? Like, I am so confused here. This is yet another one of those stories where I'm like, we are really finding new lows here. What? But according to court documents, there was apparently bad blood between them, which there must have been for Rhiannon to send these kinds of videos. I'm guessing her intention was to cause some sort of distress to her boyfriend's ex, which, to put it lightly, is a fascinating way to attempt to do so. And I guess Rhiannon did admit to sending those videos when she was arrested, saying that she felt her partner was being treated unfairly. So, she sent the videos of her farting to get justice for her boyfriend. What kind of justice is that? What the But the prosecutor for this case mentioned how Rhiannon would film herself farting and then send the videos to the ex with a smirk on her face. And to quote the prosecutor exactly, she proceeds to pass gas by placing the camera on her bottom and passing gas. Okay, I mean, I would love to have actually been in that courtroom there because that just seems like an interesting case to witness. The transcriber actually had to write all this down, and I don't know if they have someone who like draws everything in England, but that would also be funny to see. But Rhiannon actually sent 3 more videos of the same nature after the initial one. In the next few days after that, she then sent 4 more videos. So a grand total of 8 videos of herself farting to her boyfriend's ex-girlfriend. It's a fascinating use of time here. Well, who would think that 1 is too many, but you made your point with the first one? And I guess her lawyer tried to defend her by saying there was issues between Rhiannon's partner and her ex-girlfriend regarding their child.
The suspected motive for the harassment is a child contact dispute between Rhiannon Evans' boyfriend and ex-partner. Rhiannon must pay £100 compensation and £199 costs.
But still, sending videos of you farting is disgusting.
Who does that? Who even thinks of that?
Fucking weird!
Really? Exceptionally fucking weird. Why?
It's time to stop! It's time to stop, okay? No more! Where the fuck are your parents? Who are your parents? I'm gonna call Child Protective Services. It's time to stop!
Why?
I think there's tons of other ways to figure out any of the parenting issues before you're literally ripping ass in their DMs. But also, like, this is kind of like two-sided funny as well, because she sent a total of like, what, 8 videos of her farting as she ended up in court. I wonder how the victim would feel if she joined like a Halo 3 or a Modern Warfare lobby back in the day on Xbox, because unfortunately, someone ripping ass on the microphone was basically an hourly occurrence on those games. But Rhiannon's lawyer name is Harriet Gorst, and he went on to defend Rhiannon.
Jason! I mean, that's one way to tell your your man's ex off. I remember you telling me about that story like shortly after it happened. I personally wish there was a video of it, because I would love to roast it. But a man can dream.
And by saying, at the time she sent those videos, she had some drinks and she sent them, understanding now that this has caused the victim some distress. Some distress. Also, I want to point out that he said that she was drinking when she sent them, but, you know, she sent one initially, then 3, then 4, so she sent a total of 8.
So, I don't know, I never said you look like a tozy. Are there people who say you look like a tozy, Kason? Oh. So she can't make up her mind. It's either a tozy or teenage Val Kilmer, huh? And then she gives you the evil eyes when you say she looks like Claire Redfield. Funny how that works. There's a double standard in there somewhere. So wait, they were drinking when she sent those? Of course she was drunk when she sent the... she got the bright idea, because all the best ideas. She looks like Claire, iris restoration with a rusty knife. That's fucked up. Actually, no, you know what that is? Let me find the clip. There it is.
That's disturbing.
But of course, alcohol played a part in the shenanigans. Because what was it? Homer Simpson said alcohol was the cause of and solution to all of life's problems.
Some distress. Also, I want to point out that he said that she was drinking when she sent them, but, she sent one initially, then 3, then 4. So she sent a total of 8 videos of her farting, all drunk. Hey, I mean, on the bright side, at least she wasn't driving, just ripping ass and sending it to her boyfriend's ex. What even?
In fairness, there are worse things you could be doing while drunk. Driving definitely being one of them.
What is the thought process here? I guess if she's drunk, there's probably not that much thought process. But how does someone go from, this girl is treating my man wrong, to, I know what I should send her? Yeah, and then proceed to just, you know the drill. You've been here for the whole video. But the probation officer even mentioned that Rhiannon didn't even think it was a criminal offense and couldn't understand why the ex didn't just block her. Which, honestly, fair point. But if I were to guess, Deborah, the girl who received these videos, probably just, kept them as evidence. And look at that, it clearly worked. Deborah actually gave a statement in court saying that I would like to feel safe in my home, which doesn't quite make sense to me. Like, I get Rhiannon is nasty here, but isn't this slightly dramatic? Unless this is also, a whole bit to use the law to punish her because they have beef, because apparently these women hate each other. But Rhiannon does...
Yeah, Well, I will just say this much, Kason. Let's try not to think about unpleasant memories. Let's just try to have some fun on the stream tonight. Yeah? Oh. So wait, what was...
Unless this is also, a whole bit to use the law to punish her because they have beef, because apparently these women hate each other.
Oh, I could absolutely see that happening. Women do, in fact. Especially, like there is, I was about to go in a direction I probably don't want to go, but yeah. What's that thing Al Bundy said? Never try to understand women. Women understand women. And they hate each other.
But Rhiannon does say that she has some regrets about this, despite the fact that she was actively smirking in the videos that she sent. But she also stated that she doesn't really fully get why she was arrested.
Well, my ex is blocked, and again, every single person I know from... It was longer than the spanking line in SpongeBob. That's an interesting image. I don't remember that episode, but most of the episodes of SpongeBob I remember are from like the first 2 or 3 years. So
she said, "I never thought farting would land me in court. I think the sentence is a bit excessive and dramatic. We're living in a very snowflake generation." See, blaming snowflakes for your nasty actions does make this cringe, but it is absolutely hilarious that landed her in court. So I guess that's just a massive warning for all the freaks out there. Don't send non-consensual videos of yourself farting. You might get put into grown-up timeout. But she also was quoted saying, "I sent the messages on WhatsApp. I do have regrets, but I wouldn't have thought I would be here for something like this. To be honest, it's petty." Yeah, I mean, the whole situation is petty. It's petty that you're ripping ass instead of getting your ex. No, your boyfriend's ex. And it's petty that your boyfriend's ex brought you to court over you ripping ass in some videos. Like,
I love how Atozy just cannot. If he were to actually try, he would still fail to be able to keep a straight face. Because 99 was a wild year, mainly because I'm still shooting. I mean, I think I was in kindergarten in 99 because I was born in 93. I would have been going into it would either be my first year of kindergarten or first year. It would have been me in kindergarten, or that would have been. It would be like the latter half of my kindergarten years and the first half of my first grade years. I barely remember, like, that's a time period I remember nothing of. If I was that age back then, I would find this hilarious. Because, little boys and farting. Oh, wow. Started kindergarten at 4. That's amazing. This story, if I was still 6 or 7 years old, if I was still 5 or 6 years old, this story would make me laugh because, dumb people farting on video, I look at it now and it's just sad. Oh, what a crazy coincidence. First day is the 20th anniversary of your first date. That's nuts.
The whole situation's petty. But I guess the icing of the cake is like the punishment she got. She was handed a 12-month community order and a 2-year restraining order. She also has to attend 15 rehab sessions, and she can't have alcohol for 60 days. And of course, the fines. So, as I said previously, it really does sound like she got put into grown-up timeout. It's just like the whole funny, like, oh, you harassed another woman with farting videos. You're shut off. No more alcohol for you. You don't need it. But also, I mean, like, I can't help but think of the guy in all of this. Imagine you and your ex, you're having custody issues, and suddenly your girlfriend's getting arrested for sending that same ex farting videos. Yeah, this guy lost his breakup. Tough break a win, dog. Yeah, that's dry. I get that's dry. But I'm also, at least, I'm not the only one making the obvious jokes here.
Now,
certain former best friend has ordered community service, but hasn't done it, and it's doing too much. You know, sounds to me like the basic principle of I had a thought there, and I think I just lost it. So I think I'm just gonna. Fuck
off, you fat, useless sack of fucking Yankee doodle shite.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Is just fuck right off. I had a thought there, and lost it, and I'm just gonna fuck right off now.
Now, this next story is a bit of a blast, literally.
A bit of a blast. This topic is like reigniting my inner child. Just don't do a crime involving farting if you don't want the internet and the news to make the obvious jokes. Like, this story has me blown away. I'm flabbergasted. And I guess finally, wow, what a stinker of an ex. I am done. I'm done on that note. I won't continue the dry puns. But I feel like one of the crazier parts of the story is that this is the first ever case of cyber farting in the UK, and who knows, maybe in the world. It's so wild. Like, just the charge is based on the victim being harassed and caused distress, but the method of crime, it's never been tried, let alone convicted. So not only did Rhiannon be known as the cyber farting girl, but she's also the first ever person to be charged for something like this. And since she's the first, this will probably be referenced as a landmark case of the cyber farter. So at the end of the day, pretty strange thing to make a case out of. But also, the whole situation is strange. It is harassment, but just saying cyber farting is illegal is odd, to put it lightly. I feel like you're supposed to start with a no contact order. If broken, then that leads to something like this. But here we are, I guess. And while looking into this, I want to see if any other like UK laws exist that are a little bit out there. So hey, if you want some advice before going to the
I think you can get arrested in the UK for sharing certain memes that that Parliament disapproves of. Remind me, and what was that? Wasn't there some high ranking like there was a police chief or a town mayor in the UK or a city mayor in the UK that was like, we're gonna extradite and prosecute Americans for making fun of the UK or reposting videos that we don't want getting out that are inflammatory about the UK. And it's like, and it's like, yeah, that's true case, and so does mine. I think I've actually said that a couple times in this stream, and it's like. It's like, we already beat your ass once. And we got a president in office who's not afraid to do it if he had to do it a second time. It's like good luck with that. I mean, what happened to you, Great Britain? You used to be the pinnacle of civilization in the world, and now you're softer than baby shit.
UK from someone who has actually lived there. Yes, that's right. In 2017, I was in Durham, and 2018, I was in Norwich before I moved back to the US. So I have a lot of UK experience, you feel, in it. Apparently, if you go to a fish market, you have to make sure you handle your salmon correctly, because if you handle your salmon sus, apparently that's illegal. In London, it's against the law to shake out your dirty rug in public before 8 in the morning. So I guess just don't clean your rug at 8 or after 8 a.m. If you're feeling musical, just remember it's illegal to sing or play an instrument after 11 p.m. Also, be careful if you're planning a trip to the city of York, because it's illegal to stick a postage stamp upside down. But last but not least, if you ever happen to be in the town of Swansea, make sure that you're not found drunk while in charge of a cab. But either way, I'd really like to think that this would be the first and the last kind of this case. But if something...
No karaoke night for you. At least not in the UK.
Else pops up, I guess I'll keep you guys updated as usual. Thank you guys for stopping yet again. YouTube thinks you'll enjoy this video, and hey, if you're new here, feel free to subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.
Alright, so that is gonna do it for this stream. I firmly appreciate everybody stopping by. I especially appreciate Kason stopping by to check out the last bit of the stream for a little bit. I'm contemplating making these weekly instead of bi-weekly, so that we don't have as much stuff to run through. But I'm just kind of working on how best to implement. I'm still working on. I'm still kind of playing around with and fine tuning things. I have a small update about the every 2 weeks, most likely. That's fine, Case, and that's okay. I have a small update on the Twilight Princess playthrough that I want to drop before I get off here. So I started recording a session on Twilight Princess yesterday, and I had a pretty good ways through it, but for some random reason, because I was toying around with some of the settings in OBS prior to this, I didn't realize, until it was already too late to do anything about it, that the framing on my capture card in OBS had apparently reworked itself. So instead of capturing the full frame, it only caught like the top left quarter of the screen. And I didn't realize that until it was already too late to fix anything about it. And guess who didn't think far enough ahead to have multiple save files in case of running into a serious fucky-wucky like this? And guess who now has to play through the first 9 to 10 hours of Twilight Princess for the third fucking time in a row? Because of one little mistake. You know, if I hadn't already posted 5 videos of this playthrough, if I weren't already 5 videos deep into this playthrough, this would be the part where I just throw in the towel and say fuck it and go move on to something else. But I'm in too deep now. I just gotta swallow my pride, muscle on through, and get back to where I was so I can unfuck myself for the 3rd time in a row. And maybe by the time I'm finished, I will be so over this game that it takes me another decade to play it. So, I go Tsushima playthrough shit the bed twice before I finish. Yeah, but so yeah, that's so I'm gonna have to spend the whole week trying to get myself back to where I was, which was right before the right before the Lake Bed Temple. So I don't know when part 6 will be up. It'll be up. I know, Case, I know what you're saying. So I don't know when part 6 will be up. I'm just kind of winging it right now. I'll just have to. I'll just have to. Like I said, I'm just gonna have to swallow my pride and just muscle on through it. So, to the people who turned up, thank you for watching. Jason, pleasure to have you in the chat. And maybe I will make this a weekly thing. I'll see you guys later. Have a good night.